Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, and our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Baba, we've made our way to Tuesday. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you. Happy Schlegel Day to you.
Good to talk to you, Beam. Excited to be in here. Excited to be with you.
Yeah.
Excited to enjoy these last couple of weeks together. I know Shark, I saw the glimmer in his eye as I rolled in and saw him this morning. So excited for all this.
Of course, man. Of course. How's your Monday? All right?
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice day. Got to watch had some meetings, some different things going on. You know, Beam, a lot of things going on. So you always got to be planning. And finally, I get done with my classes. So, like, I've got a bunch of stuff pushed back into this week. So that'll be good. And then I've got some of my daughter's lacrosse and some spring sports, if you will. So a little bit of that to watch as well. So got some of that last night up at Worthington.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it was a beautiful day, wasn't it? I mean, it was
really a nice day.
Yeah, it was killer.
You're not getting a better day than that in Ohio.
No. 80 degrees, a little breezy.
Yeah,
awesome.
Wear some sleeves, wear some shorts. I mean, it was dry, felt good, very California-esque.
For sure. And then we're going to get nice little thunderstorms a little bit later on here today. Yeah, I had a good Monday as well. Played some golf yesterday with a couple of good buddies. My mom and my aunt were back in town from Florida. Took William to the zoo. Said he was a disaster.
Oh, really?
Just total disaster. Didn't get a nap in. Big fella was gassed. And yeah.
Why no nap?
Well, I told him. I mean, they left for the zoo at like 10:30. I'm like, you are approaching. You're within 45 minutes of nap time.
Why wouldn't they just wait, let him take a nap, and then take him in the afternoon?
I told him that, and they
could have taken him a little earlier.
They shook me off. They waved me off the pitch. I said, all right. Then they got back. Mayor was home. I was not, and apparently he was a grumpy mess.
Yeah.
Put him to bed last night at 6:00.
Yeah. That's what happens. I mean, there's no miracle. There's no magic to that. I mean, that's just the reality of kids have their routine, their nap schedule, and we would always go to the zoo, usually in that early afternoon window after they get up from their nap. Right around like 1, we'd eat a little bit, and then boom, let's go to the zoo and have some fun, get back by like 3:30, and you guys.
There we go. Then we're all good. Spend the whole afternoon outside. But yeah, they had a fun time yesterday, even though the big fella was not. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Ohio State actually managed to navigate the transfer window, the transfer portal, without having an entire scholarship player enter that, which is a pretty remarkable feat today in college football. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Here, coming up in our next segment, we will be joined live by one Anthony Schlegel coming up here at 6:30 this morning. We had a Cavalanche last night, and it was a gigantic Cavalanche last night because the Cavs, no problems with the Miami Heat. 4-game sweepage of them. So we'll get into that a little bit coming up top of the 7 o'clock hour. Where does this Ohio State draft stack up against the best in school history? Get into that a little bit later on as well. We've also had some of the weirdest interviews we've ever heard. We may have some sound for you from one that takes the cake on a weird interview. So we'll get into that bottom. Yes, you know exactly what it is. We'll get into that coming up at 7:30. And I do have a follow-up update for you, which I don't think you've read the update on the interview. You're going to love it even more. So
is this an explanation by the interviewee?
No, it's an explanation by the interviewers.
About why it was so
weird? About what was happening, yes. So we'll do that at 7:30 this morning. We'll replay Schlegs at 8 o'clock. Then Uncle Bo, he's going to join us at 8:30. We'll talk some Brownies draft with him. Before we pop into anything else today, it is Tuesday. It is the 29th day of April, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Baba, what do you got lined up for us today, buddy?
It is Tuesday, April 29th, 119th day of the year, 246 days remaining. We've got 8 days left of Morning Juice Beam with you and I and Shark all together in a little three-banger here on terrestrial radio. This day, 1967, after refusing service yesterday, Muhammad Ali is stripped of his heavyweight boxing title. This day, 1972, the first time I ever saw your face by Roberta Flack hits number 1 for the third week in a row.
I'm so sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay.
I wanted to have a perfect show today, and I already screwed it up. Here we go, Roberta.
The first time
dulcet tones of Roberta Flack. So tremendous. This date, 1992, not a great day in American history. April 29th, 1992. There was a riot on the streets. Tell me, where were you, Beam? Following the acquittal of the police officers in the Rodney King beating. 3 days, 63 dead, hundreds of buildings burned.
Just hours after the jury's verdict, rioting broke out in scattered parts of Los Angeles. Several hundred demonstrators threw rocks and bottles at police officers after attacking police headquarters known as Parker Center. In predominantly black South Central Los Angeles, cars were torched, as were at least 2 buildings. Because of obstacles, fire trucks were forced to turn around and search for other ways to get to the 1 square block fire. There were reports of people being pulled from their cars and beaten. Windows were smashed as looters ran into local liquor stores. The intensity of the rioting forced Mayor Bradley to declare a state of emergency. The night here was lit with fires, the streets filled with unrest, and police under attack.
You probably, you were just born.
Yeah.
I was 10. Shark, you remember that? I mean, it was pretty wild scenes.
Very well.
I mean,
I remember the, I wish I could remember his name, the truck driver that drove through there and they pulled him out of his semi and started beating him just for driving down the street.
Yeah, it was a wild time. This date, 2004, the final Oldsmobile rolls off the lot in Lansing, Michigan, after 107 years, Shark, of production.
Shout out to Oldsmobile, man.
Absolutely.
Great car.
Mace Windu, was he a Oldsmobile?
No, he was a Buick.
Oh, that's right.
They were kind of similar, though.
Oh, yeah. And then this day, 2011, a royal wedding between Prince William and Kate Middleton.
I, William Arthur Philip Louis, take thee, Catherine Elizabeth, as my wedded wife.
I, Catherine Elizabeth, take thee, William Arthur Philip Louis, as my wedded husband.
With this ring I thee wed, with my body I thee honour, and all my worldly goods with thee I share.
I pronounce that they be man and wife together, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
Jeez. I know
Shark,
you're a big Royals guy. Bob's the Royals tracker here on this show. You love him.
You know how many people watch that, Shark?
Millions and millions.
I'm going to say 1 billion.
I think Sharks approximately 2 billion people, 23 million in the United States.
Oh, man.
Watched it. And you got to remember, it was on at like 4 in the morning, was it not, Shark?
Sure was, Bob, and I watched.
What is wrong with you? You were probably up anyway. So.
I watched Chuck and Di get married back in whatever that was, 81.
Oh, wow. You're sick. Some birthdays today. We've got Willie Nelson turning 92 years young today, Shark.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my...
You got a top 4 guys you'd ever want to smoke weed with, Shark? I think Willie'd be in that list.
Shark, I mean, I think you might want to call Willie about longevity.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get as much out of your retirement as possible.
He's got it figured out.
If you would have asked me 10 years ago if Willie Nelson would have been alive in 10 years,
I would have taken the under.
I would have taken the under and put a lot on that. This date, turning 78 today, Tommy James, the Shondells, Money, and I Think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Tiffany covered it. You've probably heard that for sure. He was the original. Johnny Miller, also turning 78. He was the 73 U.S. Open champ, 76 British Open champ.
We go back now to the 18th tee. A moment ago, a 23-year-old tied the Oakmont record with a 65, Lanny Watkins. Here is Johnny Miller, who could break a couple of records. 18th tee, the 72nd hole, leading by a stroke. What a freewheeling swing.
I've never seen him hit through the ball as well as he has today.
26-year-old Johnny Miller, about ready to hit his second shot with an iron before the 18th green.
145 yards away, Chris. He had a tremendous drive.
The lowest round in Open history. 26-year-old Johnny Miller is the new national champion.
He shot, what, a 61?
63.
63. Yeah. Dale Earnhardt passing away, 7-time Cup champ, born on this date, 1951. Jerry Seinfeld turning 71 years young today.
George Shapiro sent a note to Brandon Tartikoff. One sentence. Call me a crazy guy. I have a feeling someday Jerry Seinfeld's going to be doing a TV series on NBC. I had been on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson for 9 years. After 9 years of going on Carson 3 and 4 times a year and killing, nobody said, why don't we talk to this kid? He sends this letter. I come in for the meeting. They go, do you have anything you would like to do if you ever did a show for us? I said, not really. So a week later, I'm talking with Larry David at the Improv. I tell him the story. We start talking, and then we go across the street to a Korean deli. We're making fun of everything in the deli. He goes, this is what the show should be. 2 comedians just making fun of stuff as they walk around during the day.
Well, that's what it was.
It's a show about nothing.
It is.
That's the irony of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jerry, what are we doing? It's terrible.
Jerry.
It's so
Jerry.
terrible. I mean, how are you going to say you don't have you got any ideas of something you want to do? Yeah, not really.
No, I'm good.
Why don't you get back to me on that?
Just throw me a cookie. See if I can hit a home run.
Absolutely. Daniel Day-Lewis turning 68. Andre Agassi turning 55.
My guy, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Bill the Butcher, Beam. One of your favorites.
Also, There Will Be Blood is number 1 for me for Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's pretty good. Some holidays observances. It is International Dance Day, Peace Rose Day, Viral Video Day, World Wish Day, and Zipper Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, April 29th. A couple days left in this sweet month, 119th day of the year, 246 days remaining in this 2025, and 8 days left with Beam and Sharky.
Good job on that, Bob, as always. In a day where roster turnover is inevitable, Ryan Day didn't lose one player off this team in the spring. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash on 23 northbound right at 762 as you're coming in from Commercial Point. Expect some slowdowns in that area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Rockman and Ice.
When you're paying a guy this amount of money, you either feel like you're right there and he's going to put you over the top, or you've got the runway to get it done.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today's a 10 TV weather impact alert day for strong to severe storms this afternoon into the evening. We'll start off partly cloudy with lows in the 60s and then afternoon highs in the 80s with breezy winds. Again, as we head into the afternoon, watch for strong to severe storms to develop. All hazards will be possible, so have ways to get warnings. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
It's not what you win or what you lose. It's what you save with Prime Sports Ohio. Betting reduced juice with Prime Sports Ohio. It is the way to save money on every single bet. Prime Sports is the only sports book where you can choose a professional account with minus 108 or sign yourself up for a regular recreational account with minus 110 juice. That also comes with a loyalty program. And if I know anything about you, Bob, from doing the show together in these last 4 years and change, is that there's nothing more to you that means than loyalty, where you can earn cash back on your bets.
Absolutely, Beam. Loyalty is crucial. If you're not loyal, how can I trust you?
I know.
How can I trust you? You can trust Prime Sports because they offer the same betting limits to all members, and it does not, I repeat, they do not put any restriction on winning players. Prime Sports treats all members fairly and equally, so download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
So the 10-day spring window for players to enter the portal closed.
It is finished.
At midnight Saturday morning. So Friday night heading into Saturday morning at midnight. And Ohio State did not lose a single scholarship player during that time frame. The only Buckeyes who entered the portal during the spring window were a quartet of walk-ons. Ryan Day went on ESPN radio this weekend, said, I woke up with a little bit of a headache. It was a long last night. That first beer went down cold after the portal finally closed at midnight. I can tell you that. Holy smokes, what a world we're living in right now.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, he obviously stayed up till midnight.
Well, because you think that you know about all your guys. Like we talked about, being loyalty, trust.
Strength and honor.
Fredo. Any Fredos out there, Beam?
I love you, brother. Fredo, you're my brother.
That's the worry is like all of a sudden you get a call and I thought we had it worked out and all of a sudden, hey, coach, this team offered me twice of what you did. Well, here's why we offered this to you. This is where we're at and different things. Well, hey, I'm going to go here. And it's on the 11th hour. And you're like, yep.
Okay.
And that's what you got. And it's tough. And you have no idea. That can happen at any point in time with any player, which is wild.
Any player. Could have been and I'm just using his name for argument's
here's the
sake.
thing.
But I mean, it could have been a Jeremiah Smith 11th hour. Boom, hey.
You don't think that there's every team and their brother calling that guy?
Of course. They've
watched the film. They've seen the tape.
You don't even need to watch the film.
Watch the games on TV.
Yeah. You don't even need to go back and watch the film. Again, it's me being football analysis guy. That guy's good.
That guy is good.
That guy's world-class athlete. That guy set a bunch of records at Ohio State as a freshman. He's pretty good.
And by the way, he's got 2 years left.
Yeah.
So if you can get him this year, can you keep him for another?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all the questions that you have right there. I mean, it's absolutely wild to see all that.
I think that's
the worry of like what it could be, Beam. You have no idea. You have no idea.
Until that clock hits midnight.
Until the clock hits midnight. You remember when Jeremiah finally committed, he got his paper in.
He almost fainted at the podium.
And that's real. Like, I know that this guy said all these things and all this stuff, and like we believe it, but until it's officially official, if you will, it's a done deal, not to be redundant, but that's what it is.
I think in this day and age, it speaks volumes that no scholarship player left. I mean, how many teams in the country can say that? I don't know. Honestly, I don't have the answer in front of me. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, on a short list, there may be 3. Maybe. I know it's a list that is pretty small. You see what happened in teams all around the Big Ten, guys entering the transfer portal, UCLA, and all kinds of different stuff, Bob. I mean, sometimes there's 6, 7, 8 guys, maybe even double digits. You got 0. None. Nada. Not a single one of these dudes have left in the spring. None. I don't know how impressive that is, but, I mean, it's pretty far up there with where we are currently at in the situation in college football.
So what's crazy is the fact, I mean, I'm amazed that nobody left. And there may have been guys that, they said, hey, this probably isn't the best situation for you, and maybe you want to stick it out and fight, maybe you don't, I don't know. But the fact that there's 0, if you would have said that there was less than 5, I would have said good job.
Mm-hmm.
But you did see some guys leave after the season, and then the guys that are here in the spring, like they feel good about where they're at and their station, and they're going to continue to move forward and try to do the best they can with this. So it speaks to the culture when you get here, and then it speaks to the guys you get here. So you bring in the right guys, you develop them with the right culture, and then those guys ultimately turn into the leaders and then set the room. And that's kind of the pathway that you have with all of this, and that's how it has to work, because college football, I mean, I was had some meetings yesterday about doing some leadership training and everything else.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about growth, and I go, talking about growth and turnover. I mean, college football, you're turning over your roster basically 20 to 30% every year. So how do you maintain culture while you're doing that? Mm-hmm. Really, really tough. You got to get the right guys. You make sure they come to the right spot, and then you develop those guys into the leaders that you need them to be as the other guys leave. Like, that's ultimately how it moves along, and it's not easy.
So when I hear that, and you look at the transfer portal and recruiting strategy over the last couple of years for Ohio State, it is a good number of guys who they'll bring in, 5 to 7, I think is usually about their sweet spot, Bob. Like, it's not like they're out there poaching 20 to 25 guys and bringing them in, because I think, speaking to your point about culture building, that's how you can lose a culture. Now, you can also build a culture that way. I think we saw Kurt Cignetti in year number 1 kind of revert the culture of Indiana. Like, that was a cold, hard restart for them. Yeah. So you can build it that way. But everything that you talk about in the standard is the standard developed here, like all the mantras that they say over in that building over at the Woody, you can't do it when 20 to 25 guys leave in a year. It's just, you can't. I mean, we've seen some great...
At the beginning, you might need that to purge and to get the right people on the bus, and I get all that.
But you've got the right guys here.
But, yeah, if you're doing that on an annual basis, that's not a good thing.
I was listening to Emeka Egbuka have his introductory press conference with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Emeka was the first Buckeye taken off the board. I believe he went number 19 to Tampa Bay. And I thought this was just great stuff out of Emeka. Obviously, he goes from being very productive and very good here at Ohio State into, I think, what is a really pretty nicely run organization down there in Tampa Bay. He goes into a great receiver room, great situation with Todd Bowles as the head coach. And here was just Emeka on how he feels to be the next kind of Buckeye in line to be drafted.
Yeah, it's amazing. We have a certain standard at Ohio State, especially in the wide receiver room. that we're going to continue to uphold year in and year out. So, it just felt kind of like my duty and my obligation to be able to do what I did throughout my career. And the standard is the same for all the younger guys, and they know what it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a couple breakout years, a couple guys do some amazing things. Obviously, we have a young cat who is doing it at a very high level right now, but we also have some other guys who I think are going to, wow some people in the upcoming years.
You don't get the culture and where you're at right now without a guy like Emeka. And I think he's ultimately speaking about what we are and the culture in this room.
Emeka kind of personifies all that. He came in, and ironically, he's never really been the best player in his room, but always been one of the best players in the country. And you hear him come in and speak of his selflessness, what he can do to help the team, and just really be a champion of everyone else. And you go look at him, everybody I talk to, every single head coach and scout were amazed by this guy, of like the type of human being he was. And they're like, well, then his film is his film, and his numbers are his numbers. But this is the type of guy you want in your locker room, and that's the type of player you want on the field. And so when you marry those two things together, the person and the player, the production takes care of itself. And that's when you ultimately get something special done. And so he was never a big ego guy. It was never about me. And then all of a sudden you have that type of success, and you're going to hopefully, I always challenge him. I challenge him with this, because when Marv left and Garrett and Chris, like all these guys, I go, when guys leave, have you prepared the next group, the next group in the locker room to be able to take care of, like, are they going to be able to, as someone once posed it to me at Ohio State, they call it the keeper of the flame. Is someone going to be able to tend to that the same way that you were able to maintain that standard and that culture? And that's your job, to grow those leaders up.
And I think he's doing a really good job at that. Todd Bowles, who I think we both respect and like as a head coach.
I love Todd.
He was talking about Emeka and how he's just a rare.
Emeka's a great guy.
Yeah, well, let Todd Bowles say it.
Again, the character of the guy, the character of the man especially, tells you a lot about the player. It's very rare that you have the character and the player match up. There's a lot of good ones in the league right now, but when you meet the rare ones that have both and equally great at both, that tells you all you need to know. And that whether he's an offensive player or a defensive player, that's the kind of guy you want to draft. And me and Jason were on the same page wholeheartedly with this one.
First of all, your Todd Bowles is very good. Second of all, that's quite the ringing endorsement.
Well, because Todd looks and sounds like one of the Wayans brothers. So I always told him that. He's amazing. I always enjoyed him. He's one of my favorites. And I was happy to see Emeka go to a place with him where I know that they're going to value what he brings to the table.
We're going to check in live with our man Schlags here, coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Tuesday. We are still watching crews clear out a crash on 23 northbound. We've got the right lane blocked off right as you're hitting 762. Watch for slowdowns in that area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
When you're on the go, every minute counts. Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup helps you make the most of every second. Get all your weekly shopping done online, quickly and easily, from wherever you are, whenever you want. Have your Meijer order delivered to your home by the service awarded #1 in grocery delivery. Or pick it up yourself while out and about, whatever works for your schedule. The good life is in reach with Meijer Home Delivery and Pickup. See Meijer.com for details.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Coming up at 8:30 here this morning, a couple hours away from right now, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. We'll talk all things Brownies in the draft. For now, though,
the best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, checking with our guy. He is Anthony Schlaggel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, can you hear me okay? I put my AirPods in.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got you.
Is it loud and clear for Columbus?
It's loud and clear, sir, Captain.
All right. Buckeyes. What's crapping it? I heard you guys talking about Emeka. Let me tell you something, buddy. So the beautiful thing about Emeka, and Bob alluded to it. Think about this. You have not been the best player in your room, and yet you still go in the first round. What an example of you don't have to be the marquee guy to get and achieve your dreams when you go to Ohio State. Just a great player. That's what starts with a C, and then consistent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Emeka, consistent all the time. A consummate pro. That's what he is, and that's what he's going to be in the NFL for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Bucks. What else? I want you guys to hit me with some good and hard questions today. We only got 2 more stinking weeks of this, okay?
Oh, really? Today and
Don't get me started.
Week. Well, let's get you started, Schlag. Start the fire, Billy Joel. I mean, we're just excited. What else did you take away from the draft, Schlags?
14 total.
Yeah, 14 total. Should have been 15. I'm very, very surprised that Seth didn't get drafted despite the Achilles, because he's going to play next year. It's like, I think I was talking to somebody about it. I mean, it's like 8 months. I think he's going to be ready. The fact that Cincinnati got him as an undrafted free agent also, kind of good that he didn't go, because then he could pick a place where, like, oh, their offensive line is terrible. Let's go there. So that bodes well for them. I only think there are a lot of centers drafted, maybe 2 or 3, but, like, he's the Remington Award winner, a.k.a. best center in college football, and he doesn't get drafted despite that injury. Shocking to me, because that would have been the 15 that I was counting on to do that. But, again, a lot of the things for the Buckeyes in this draft fits an opportunity. I love Lathan going to Carolina. That's fantastic. I think that's a great fit for him. Because he's always on the Bobby Carpenter show that I'm also on there every day with Bobby right there and Poof David Copperfield. And then, part of the surprising thing was that Jack didn't go in the 3rd. I thought he was going to go there. But I think he is a 100%. He's Browns fans. You could have had him. You just decided to choose 3 quarterbacks in the draft. So, no, just kidding. It was 2. But despite that, he went to Pittsburgh, and also Will went to Pittsburgh. And, again, I think that that's a great fit for him. You have the helmet swinger and another guy, and Will. Awesome. They're probably going to get somebody in the portal. I'm just going to start calling that free agency now in the NFL. It's just the portal because we talk about it so much. But that's a great place for him to be. So, anyways, really good draft.
Hey, Schlegs, I mean, you're mentioning the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. They're second in the NFL with the most Buckeyes. I should say third. You got 2 other teams across the NFL with more Buckeyes than the Steelers do. Steelers currently have 5. Yeah, Arizona got 7, has 7 of them. Obviously, this year picking Denzel and Cody up. And then you've got the Browns with 7. And I was listening to the general manager and I believe head coach for the Arizona Cardinals talk this morning just about drafting guys from Ohio State. And you were like this because he said, listen, guys, Denzel Burke, he goes, you won't find a guy who's had harder practices over the last 4 years than Denzel Burke. And he was just kind of alluding to the fact that, these guys practice against each other all the time. They play in high-pressure games. They went on that championship run. And I feel like all NFL teams should, maybe not take the Cardinals route, but, it gives you a leg up on your competition in the draft, in free agency, whatever it is, coming from a place like this, right?
The Eagles did the same thing. They got a lot of guys on their team from Georgia, and I believe that general manager came from the Eagles. I was like, man, look at what – and you're starting to see that. That's why the guys that were at the top, Texas, I believe, was up there. Georgia was up there. Teams that play on big stages, high competitive excellence in their practices. But it also helps from the fact that you had Paris Johnson Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. that are also both there. You picked up a coach from Ohio State on the offensive line. Josh Fryer is now also going there. So it bodes well. Denzel was a surprise because I saw corners coming off the board. And, yes, we know about the Oregon game in the middle of the season, but he righted the ship. There's a lot of different things, too, and Bob and I were talking about this, and it goes both ways. It's like if you're in college now, look at what happened to Quinn Ewers or even a Shedeur Sanders, right? We're talking big-time money staying for another year in college. There was a thing on there projected that Quinn Ewers could have got $8 million. And now as a seventh-round pick, it's like $800,000.
Think of the rat hole money you'd get with $8 million, Suggs.
Think about, honestly, we saw his room, and yes, I was quite jealous of his father's house when he was in there. But think about the other animals that you could have then acquired.
How many years does it take you to procure that selection set of animals, you think? Is that a generation-to-generation thing?
That's a lifetime. That's a lifetime with some help, Now, I will say this, in South Texas, they have exotic animals that you don't have to necessarily leave the country to taste the delicacies of an axis deer. I think that's actually normally from India, but they have them in Texas, roaming free. Kudu are even down there. There's a bunch of different animals. But that being said, and I digress with that, that was impressive. I just enjoyed watching the scenery when they showed Quinn Ewers, not for Quinn Ewers, but for the backdrop. It's like, man, that's like a wild. We used to have a thing at our church in Texas called it was a wild beast feast.
Wild beef feast.
Beast feast.
Yeah,
beast.
Yeah. She had to bring. Now, what would I do? I'd go out and I'd kill a bunch of random pigs, in the wild and bring them over. But other people were bringing over, elk and axis. The axis deer is delightful, by the way. Side nugget.
Any chupacabras in there?
Ooh.
They didn't have any of those or jackalopes. They
what
weren't
about
there
armadillos?
Either. No, that sounds terrible to eat. Have you ever seen an armadillo?
Yeah, they're like a mini tank.
You haven't seen one in person.
I've seen one at the zoo. I haven't seen one in the wild, but I've been up close and personal with one.
Okay. Fair enough. Give me another question. Let's go. I like it. This is good. Rapid fire.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Rapid fire. All right, Schlegel. Let's the thoughts of Q going ahead of Trey. Surprised by that?
Little. But I think, with the Browns, if you got there's I honestly think it's just where they want to go with their offense. We so many times we see, okay, this guy is like the thumper, this guy is like the Flash, right? Thunder and lightning. We heard both of them this last year in their running, but also it could be, hey, we want guys that are very similar, so we don't miss a beat. Guess what? Q can be a third down back. It's not necessarily. He was better out of the backfield than Trey. I would say competitive advantage to Trey on a third down. But the dude blocks very, very well in pass pro. The dude will block for his teammate. We saw that. The dude is a downhill runner. That's what they like to do, we think, there in Cleveland. So it's like, all right, what if we have another guy that's very similar that can come in and add value, and they both can spill the load for each other to where now you have just a healthy back that is a thumper all the time. All right, that's cool. So you're not having that little combo. It's just really the combo of they're the same type of style of guy. So I do like it. And then Trey going to the fit in New England, we saw that with their offensive line. They need some offensive help. Boom, offensive lineman. Then you go get Trey. Who's David Copperfield? The best part about the draft was Barry's facial expression when they drafted Shedeur Sanders.
Shark said yesterday it wasn't live. That was not a correct reflection upon him being drafted. That's what he said.
I'm happy they had to come out and squash that rebellion of that story, because it sure did look like it. Why else would they all be clapping? That's my question. If it wasn't real, why all of a sudden did they just start clapping in that moment if that was not the moment?
Great questions.
I am a radio personality that doesn't get paid, but on the fan, just so everybody knows.
Hey, before we get you out of here.
What? Why? Why are you cutting me off short? I'm driving.
Have you ever seen a platypus?
In the wild?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a roast beast feast, that menu item for you.
Wild beast feast, no. No, I have not. Hey, big time week this week. We got the Creekside Knights in Jacksonville, Florida, playing the regional semifinals. It's a big time deal.
Go get them.
So you guys know.
Go fight.
Good luck.
Yeah, go fight for the belt.
Do you have any more questions for me?
We're
out of time.
All this want to get juicy.
We're out of time. What do you want me to do? Do you just want to do the next 2 hours
on your way to weight room? Yeah, we should think about that. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it because I got the CSCCA. I got Hawk and Dynamic there in town. We did some stuff at Ohio State. Honestly, it was very cool. Got to talk to Nick about putting the force plate on the striking machine, and he really liked it. And that's nice for me. That felt good. I got chills. I got little goosebumps a little bit. Like, hey, man, this really is good. That was really good. So I got that next week, Monday to Tuesday. We got to figure out a day when I can come in. But if I have to go back because they're in the regional finals, I won't be there on the last day. It might have to just be a call-in show. We'll have to think about Shark doing that and just get me through the full dose.
We can do that.
Something.
Well, hey, we'll work around your schedule, all right?
I'll close it down for you guys.
Buddy, always appreciate it.
With a bang. Get that drop button ready, Shark. It's going to get extra frothy. Everybody love everybody. Go Busting Cancer. Bye.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hey, the commies are going home. That's in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Tuesday. We are still watching crews clear out a crash on 23 northbound. We've got the right lane blocked off right as you're hitting 762. Watch for slowdowns in that area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a microthin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO.
How do I get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco professional coil cleaning for just $468.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We are your shelter.
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's conditions so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman Roof.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Mario Soto pitched a lot of great games for the Reds in the 1980s. He won 100 games for the Reds in his career, and he's in the Reds Hall of Fame. And he has one major league record to his name, although it probably isn't one he wants to remember. On this date, April 29th, back in 1986, Mario started against the Montreal Expos at Riverfront Stadium, and in the fourth inning, he faced future Hall of Famer Andre Dawson, who hit a home run. But then so did Hubie Brooks and Tim Wallach and Mike Fitzgerald, all in the same inning. 4 home runs in one inning, which tied the major league record. A home run barrage off the great Mario Soto on this date, April 29th, this date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds, and why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
I'm this weird part of my life. I really am.
Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, a hilarious stand-up special, is now streaming on Hulu.
I am getting along with my wife better than I ever have. All you have to do is agree to something that you would never do. Farmer's market? Oh boy, would I! My buddy dies. I show up to the funeral. Open casket. You told me he was dead. I believed you.
Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, is now streaming on Hulu.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, back from our cigarette break. Jeez, man.
He's like the Cat in the Hat.
You just can't corral him. I mean, he's talking roast beef feast, wild beast feast, and
who knows?
Cindy Lou Who.
He's literally like the Cat in the Hat. As quickly as he came, he left.
I just don't. I didn't have an answer for him today.
No, there was no answer for that.
No.
Ask me another question.
Ask me another question.
A bicycle clown.
Yeah, that's all it was, man. Great stuff out of him. Always loved that. Gonna miss that.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Thanks for letting me borrow your lighter, Sharky.
No problem, B. Here's a blunt. In 1961, Washington, D.C. built a stadium for the Redskins football team, built a stadium, the same stadium, for the old Washington Senators baseball team. Cost $24 million. It was called District of Columbia Stadium. And then after Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1968, the stadium's name was changed to RFK Memorial Stadium. It would stand until demolished 4 years ago. Now, they are building another football stadium on that same site, but this one's going to cost a little bit more than $24 million. Yesterday, the Commanders reached an agreement to build a 65,000-seat domed stadium. The entire package will cost nearly $4 billion. The stadium alone, Bobby, will cost the Commanders $2.7 billion.
Wow. That is it's a high price tag, but it's in a great location.
Yep.
The one right now is in Landover, which is terrible. It's so far away from everything. I played there, I think, 5 times. It is in the middle of nowhere. FedEx, now you get to go back to where you want to be. Right there by it. They're going to build a beautiful stadium. The renderings look amazing. And
did you watch their whole video yesterday?
I didn't watch any of the video, but I saw pictures of it.
It's cool, man.
It's going to look like all the sweet new stadiums, which is going to be awesome. So I'm here for it.
I would just if we have any Commanders fans in the chat, I would like for you to chime in right now. I actually did see that our guy John Keim was the one who broke this story. So that was pretty cool to hear that. But yeah, you look at where they're at now, and he talked about it all the time when he has joined us before. That it's just a disaster to get to on game days, FedEx Field, where they're playing at right now. I mean, this sucker is right down there. It is right on the river, and it is going to be sweet. Like RFK Stadium, to me, I have no recollection of it because in my life they've always been playing at the new FedEx Field or wherever they've been. But yeah, I mean, I would have to think a lot of nostalgia going back to that old site where they've had obviously 99.9% of their success as a franchise back in that old hallowed grounds.
You might say just 100% of their success.
Oh, they're pretty good this year. I mean, they did some things this year.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You are correct.
Buffalo Bills GM Brandon Beane appeared on the Jeremy and Joe show yesterday morning on WGR Radio in Buffalo. Before going on, he listened to Jeremy and Joe, and he listened to them blast the Bills.
Apology accepted.
For not drafting a receiver. So Beane was worked up into a kind of a lather when he went on the air.
I was just listening to the last few minutes of your show before I came on, waiting on here.
All right.
Sounds like 2018 all over with you guys.
Well, how so?
Well, you guys were bitching in 2018 about Josh Allen. You guys wanted Josh Rosen, and now you guys are bitching that we don't have a receiver. I don't get it. Like, we just hold on, let me talk. We just scored 30 points in a row for 8 straight games. A year ago, I get you guys asking why we didn't have receivers, but I don't understand it now. You just saw us lead the league in points when you add all the postseason. No one scored more points than the Buffalo Bills, including the Super Bowl champions. So you just saw us do it without Stephon Diggs, same group. How is this group not better than last year's group? Our job is to score points and win games. Where do we need to get better? Defense. We did that. So I get it. You got to have a show, and you got to have something to bitch about. But bitching about wide receiver is one of the dumbest arguments I've heard.
Kind of has a point, Beam.
Woo! Nobody circles Bills fans' wagons quite like Brandon Beane does. Wow. Yeah, I saw that yesterday, Bob, and I was like, yeah, he's pretty upset. I mean, I get it. He's all bringing valid points to the table. And you look at the Bills for years and years and years. They've been so close. Yeah. They have to find a way to be 1% better. That's it. It's not a lot. Yeah. Like, you're dealing with razor-thin margins when you are that close consistently that the Buffalo Bills have been. And their general manager was not going to have any of it. No. He just, nope, not going to hear it. And I'm going to go probably against the corporate line and what my comms director is telling me to do today.
Oh, he doesn't care what they say.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I don't
blame him. Winning games, Beam.
Winning games.
We're here for the winning.
We need to get better at defense. We scored points. Scored 30 points in every single playoff game that there was. We need to focus on defense, and that's what we did.
Well, and just because they don't have an all-pro wide receiver doesn't mean that they don't have a good receiving core, and it doesn't mean that they can't go push the football down the field. Like, they've got good tight ends. They do it in a little bit different ways. And their quarterback elevates everybody. When you pay those guys, your quarterback, you're not going to be able to pay receivers $35 million a year and still have a good defense.
And he's such a unique quarterback at that.
Oh, yeah.
He is. He can do a lot of different things. So I go out there and break the quarterback or wide receiver market like the Bengals did when we feel like our quarterback can maybe elevate these guys a little bit more without that price tag.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're getting crushed every month with insane credit card payments. I know you can get them all paid off. Imagine zero credit card debt. It's easy with Advanced First Lending. That's AFLcash.com, AFLcash.com. AFL specializes in helping making homeowners unlock the equity in their home. I'm talking instant financial freedom. AFLcash.com, they're your first step. Then get you tens, even hundreds of thousands in cash. Pay off credit cards, car loans, personal loans, slashing your overall monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Start the new year off with less stress and more confidence. Say goodbye to the high-interest debt by tapping into your home's equity. AFL's high-tech platform is super fast with zero hassle and zero junk fees. Over 2,000 five-star reviews. Listen, new year, new spring, almost the summer. Make the call now. Advanced First Lending. Call 844-394-CASH, 844-394-CASH. Get on the path toward a brighter financial future. That's AFLcash.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It was a record-setting Cavalanche in the opening round of the playoffs. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. No crashes that we're watching right now, but we are still watching a little bit of a slowdown on 23 northbound from an issue earlier this morning. This is on the south side right near 762. Everything else, though, right up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfax from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah.
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Let's go to the floor with some late-breaking developments on the markets. Jim?
Up things are down, down things are up.
Sounds like things
You
are...
don't understand. Right is left, lemons are sweet, spaghetti is cold, the milk is warm.
Okay, but are you seeing anything that maybe smart-minded money people should know about?
Yeah. Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Probably one of the most stable things you can do is an Apex Pros air conditioner tune-up.
Air conditioner tune-ups, you say?
Oh yeah, Apex Pros knows most expensive summer breakdowns can be prevented by getting a tune-up now.
Yes, it's known that a tuned-up AC lowers energy bills, which is important to...
Oh, this is unbelievable.
What, big sell-off? Huge increase?
No, I spilled coffee on my new shirt. Anyway, tune-up save on energy bills, plus make your air conditioner last years longer.
Good to know Apex Pros keeps things stable and predictable.
That's on my pants, too. This is the worst day. This is historic. You know that.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. In Game 4 of their first-round NBA playoff series, the Cavaliers outscored the Heat by 26 points in the first quarter, by 13 in the second, 9 in the third, and 7 in the fourth. It all added up to a 55-point victory, 138-83, and it came in Miami. Cleveland wins the series in a 4-game sweep. Meanwhile, Golden State leads Houston 3-1 after the Warriors got by the Rockets last night, 109-106. In baseball, the Reds now have a 5-game winning streak after beating the Cardinals 3-1. Jose Trevino homered. Noelvi Marte drove in the go-ahead run with his first career triple. In Cleveland, for the second straight game, the Guardians used a position player to pitch the ninth inning. That's never a good sign. Infielder Will Wilson pitched the ninth as the Twins smoked the Guards 11-1. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss with a 98% customer satisfaction rating and thousands of 5-star reviews. The choice is clear. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up here 1 hour away from right now, Schlegel, he's going to join the program. And then at 8:30, Uncle Bo, he will join us. We will talk some Cleveland Browns football with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Good job of the Reds last night. 3-1 victory over the Cards. It's a good day anytime you can beat the St. Louis Cardinals. You know, that just feels nice. Feels better than the rest.
It does.
It's like Sharky with the Yankees. That's like me with the Cards.
They're terrible. I mean, unless you're a Cards fan. I mean, and they're, you know, just being in the NL Central, like they're the nemesis, the long-running nemesis.
They've just killed you for so long.
Yeah. They've got a bunch of World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, they have everything that you want.
Of course they do. They've got everything that you think should be yours.
An ownership group that cares.
Yeah, a non-major market team that still spends.
Yeah.
Doesn't say where else you're going to go.
But that's what they got. So you get that win, you feel good about life.
Back at it home tonight at Great American Ballpark this evening. Sharky, what's going on with your Gardos, man? They're getting smoked the last couple.
They are getting smoked. They can't pitch. They can't hit. They've been outscored 31-7 the last 3 games. We sat here on the 23rd, what was that, 6 days ago, and bragged that they had the best record in the American League. Not anymore.
What's the record since then, Shark?
1-4.
Ooh.
Be happy for the 1, not sad for the 4.
Could be 0-5.
Yeah.
We're back at it again tonight up at Progressive Field.
The Cavs are sucking all the winning juice out
They
of
really
right
are.
now.
It doesn't matter. You could rack up 100-run deficit in the last few games, and the Cavs are going to cover you up. I mean, I turned this game on, Bob.
It was over before it started, Dean.
Yeah, it was. I turned the game on in the middle of the second quarter. I'm like, what in the hell has happened? Like, what is going on here?
The fact that Atkinson challenged at a coach's challenge late in the game and they were up by like 30 points. Shark, did you watch that whole game last night?
Of course.
You watched the whole thing till the very end.
They were up by 60 at one point.
Yeah. I mean, when Atkinson challenged that one late, looking at Spoelstra's face was amazing.
Well, Bob, they were only up by 53 at the time, and you've got your backups on the floor. You want to protect them. You want to support them.
I guess so.
I mean,
the fact that you can you gave Eric Spoelstra the most embarrassing embarrassing series of his career.
Yeah.
And he said that.
It was in there. I mean, you finished him off in their building.
Did you watch
any? Couldn't even muster one win. The last game, like it was never even a game. I mean, you can't even call it.
38 to 83.
It was like the Harlem Globetrotters and the Washington Generals out
lost
there.
by 55 at home in an elimination game. Did anybody watch the halftime show? Did anybody get to watch those dudes at the halftime show last night?
No, I turned over to watch the Guardians lose by 10.
It was it was so funny last night. So they come in and EJ's like, well, it's definitely a basketball game. And these three dudes, this Ernie, Chuck, and Shaq, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq, we're all just making fun of the Heat for 15 straight minutes. They're like, yeah, you say you want to fight. And Chuck's like fake slapping Kenny on the desk. Kenny's saying something like, yep, we're going to transition to Rockets and Warriors for the second half next. I'm like, that game doesn't even start till 10 o'clock. Like, they're like, well, if they can quit, we can quit. Like, who cares? Chuck was talking about how, they better have their bags packed and ready to go and get out of town for the summer. Kenny's like, well, they don't leave for the summer. They live in Miami. He's like, well, with that embarrassing performance, you got to leave. He's like, you got to get out of town. I mean, that was a bloodbath. Some of the records that they set in the game last night.
Records that they set.
They did. They did set records.
Cleveland set records against them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, the Heat did not they did not set any records. The combined 92 points Cleveland won games 3 and 4 is the largest point differential in a 2-game span in playoff history. And the 122-point differential for the series also set a playoff record.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it was bloodbath. I mean, we all picked on this show it was going to be a gentleman's sweep. No, it wasn't even close.
I thought Miami would muster one.
Wasn't even close.
I should have realized when they lost Game 3 like that, they'd already given up and that they weren't going to try.
Something about just breaking someone's will. And that's what they did.
That was gone.
I mean, before halftime, before 24 minutes was even played. It was over, man.
It didn't look like Miami showed up. I mean, like those guys had their bags packed and they were going to Vegas or wherever they were going to go. They were on their way out. They were not hanging around.
You root for normally you would root for the Pacers and Bucks to go 7 games so the Cavs would get 10 days of rest. Yeah. I don't know. When you're on a roll like this, I don't know if you want to take 7 days, 10 days off. You want to go. Let's go.
We've been load managing these guys for a while now.
Exactly.
That's what this is all for, right? The load management is for this part of the season.
They're fresh as the daisies.
They really are. Feeling good. When is that other game? Is that tonight?
Yeah, Game 5 is tonight. The Bucks need to win. They trail 3-1.
Yeah. Don't worry. Damon Lillard blew his Achilles.
How about that? He's going to miss all of next year, too.
Yeah, he sure is.
And you know how much he's going to make next year, Bob?
$75 million.
60 million to play probably 0 games.
Minus the probably. I mean, he blew his Achilles in almost May. Like if he's back by next May, that would be impressive.
And that's if they get there and whatever Giannis decides that he wants to do, too.
He's over 30 and he's got a blown Achilles, so congratulations.
That doesn't sound very fun at all. Here was Kenny Atkinson after the game last night, just about how they were able to dominate.
That first 5 minutes, I think Jared Allen probably led by him, but led by our starters. And then when our bench comes in, we don't skip a beat, right? We even get stronger, so we came down here with the right mentality, our maturity, our leadership, all that stuff we've been talking about all year. We don't seem to have letdowns, and that's rare.
Here was Donovan Mitchell about just getting after Tyler Hero. They said it after game number 1, and they continued to do it last night.
Max Strus, Sam Merrill, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, just continuing to take that challenge. He's not a bad player at all by any means, but making his life tough, that's the goal. And the stats, show how great of a defensive effort we've put together, to kind of stop him. For it to be like it was tonight was huge in a closeout game, and you got to give all the credit to those guys, man, who continuously, put the work in defensively, and then also on the offensive end, they're also running around and continually get on the boards, making shots. So give Max a lot of credit, give Sam a lot of credit, Dean, Dre, Ice, everybody, continue making it tough.
He also said we just need to finish our breakfast. They did that.
Yeah.
They did that in a big way.
Gosh, that was impressive, Beam.
I mean, they held a dude who was averaging 24 points on the season to 4 last night.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero.
You just wish you could be your hero, Beam.
Well, not the hero that you needed last night, for sure. Shark, let me ask you
Either
this
you
question.
die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain.
It is true.
You know what Tina said?
I need a hero.
We don't need another hero.
Oh, we don't need another hero.
Well, now he's gone, and he's enjoying some time down in Cancun for the summer.
He was 1 for 10 last night.
He was bad. I mean, bad in regards to Tyler Hero. Like, you just can't do that in an elimination game. Does it make you... Are you dreaming of grander now with this first-round performance?
I can't say I was dreaming last night when I went to bed for my 2-hour nap. I feel good about the next round, but then they're facing the champs, facing the Celtics in the Eastern Conference
Be the
Final.
man, Shark. You got to beat the man.
I know, Bob. And that is a series that I would like to see extended. I don't know if Orlando's
going to see the Celtics get just beat up.
Two 7-game series before they play Cleveland.
Gosh, they were down 3 with the ball late in game 4. They had a shot. They turned it over. They're dribbling off their leg. I mean, it was bad ball at the end.
That's bad ball right there.
It was bad ball.
That's bad ball. And the Heat also played really bad ball last night.
I watched a non-Cavs NBA, part of an NBA game. Which
Bob, I'm proud of you.
I mean, I watched those last 3 minutes where the Magic just looked like
not very magical.
No, they were not magical. They looked like my 5th grade team that I coached.
What I was watching on Saturday. I was watching the Nuggets and Clippers game. That's the first time all year I'd done that. And I got to see a really good ending when Aaron Gordon put it through with zeros on the clock. Where did Ohio State, where did this draft class stack up against the best in school history? We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. No crashes that we're watching right now, but we are still watching a little bit of a slowdown on 23 northbound from an issue earlier this morning. This is on the south side right near 762. Everything else, though, right up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 5 or more items for just 99 cents each with your card. Choose Campbell's Soup, Kroger brand pasta, North Sides, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around in golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? I don't know. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
Every Ohio student, no matter where they're from, what they look like, or how much money their parents make, deserves a world-class public education that empowers them to reach their full potential. That's why we need our lawmakers to fully and fairly fund our public schools in this state budget. Call your state senator today.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today's a 10 TV weather impact alert day for a risk of strong to severe storms later this afternoon into the early evening. We'll start off with temperatures in the low 60s, so mild, and then warming up into the 80s this afternoon with breezy winds. But again, keep an eye out for those storms later in the day. We'll see a much cooler Wednesday with rain chances later. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, before we get into some Buckeye talk here, let's head to the Roosters.
Oh, you hear the rooster, you know what time that is, Beam. It means it's a Tuesday. It's an Appetizer Tuesday. And for this final Appetizer Tuesday in March, it's cheesy bacon fries. Curly fries smothered in spicy cheese and real bits of bacon. They're delicious, and they're $3 all day long at Roosters.
I went there yesterday for lunch before playing golf.
Oh, there you go. Some pregame fuel.
Yeah. Tackling fuel. It was great, man. It was fantastic. It's a beautiful day that we had.
What did we get?
I got five hot wings, side of blue cheese.
There you go.
That's what I had. Maybe or maybe not a couple of beverages beforehand.
That's good.
Before the round of golf.
Only 5 hot wings. Look at you, Beam.
That's a new year, new me.
Yeah.
Usually, what I normally do if Meredith and I either A, go there, or B, we're kind of reserved to takeout now.
Yeah.
I think anybody.
I don't know. Billy really would thrive.
I think anybody who has a 2-year-old, you'll kind of understand this. We're in our at-home era now. We're thriving at home. We go out, we go to places that we can be outside, or we're really good friends with the bartenders and servers there.
Yeah.
So, like, Cuco's is another place for us up on Henderson. We love to go to Cuco's. Like, we went there probably every Friday night for 4 years when we were living, like, in the UA Grandview area.
Yeah.
We'd go, make friends with them. It's all good. We went and we got takeout from them last Saturday, and the boss in there is looking at me. He's shaking my hand. He's like, all right, what can I do for him? I actually have a takeout order tonight. He's like, where's the big fella at? He's like, bring him in here. I'm like, well, he's a lot to handle. He's like, we let him run around in the kitchen. Who cares?
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
well, I don't know about that. There's fire and knives back there, but
you let him out of his cage. You get him on the leash. They've got one of those things, being the stringers. A lot of room to play and dig.
Yeah, tons. They have got a nice patio out there, too. I mean, so we could be outside running around.
You got a cat there you can chase around?
No. Either we take him to a brewery where we know he can't hurt anything, or we're just staying at home and we're eating dinner after he goes to bed. But what I'll usually do with my normal Roosters order is I'll get 10 boneless hot wings. I'll get a salad with that, mix the boneless in the salad, then have 5 boneless wings for lunch the next day.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's my normal go-to order.
That's a pretty solid order, Beam. I like that. That's why I'll get the 5. I'll get 5 naked drums with the Nashville seasoning, Nashville rub. Nice and
You're
crispy,
more of a drummy than a flapper guy?
Yeah, I've always been a drum guy. Okay. Flappers, although I watched somebody eat flappers and they would break them in half, and I said, that might be the way to go.
Like snap them in half?
No, separate the flappers.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fair game.
It would seem like a lot of work. The drum's a little easier for me to eat, so I've always been a little bit more of a drum guy. Although I might be getting converted some. And then I'll get usually like a Caesar salad or something too.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Maybe get chili. Who knows?
Ooh, chili. I don't think I've ever had the chili from Roosters.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, I'll have to try it. Yeah, I'm a big chili guy too. This time of the year, it's tough for me to eat chili. It's
why? Why do foods no season?
I don't know. Foods don't have season, but I have seasoning in my mind that I can't eat chili when it's 80 degrees
it's hot.
outside.
I'm like, okay, well, do you eat your steak cold in the summer because it's hot outside? Well, yeah, you always let it rest. But I don't eat my food cold in the summer. I don't really eat my food hot in the winter. I eat it kind of room temp most of the time anyway.
You mean to tell me you don't like a nice stew when it's 40 or 50 degrees out?
That's fine, but I'll eat the same stew when it's 70 degrees. My wife's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what do you mean what's wrong with me? If I like the way it tastes and I'm eating as much for function as for flavor.
I feel like you're way off base on this.
I know I'm on an island.
Okay,
it's fine.
As long as you admit that you're on the island.
I'm asking why. People are like, well, I'm cold, so I want to be hot. I'm like, what does the food?
That's like Indian food, man. Indian food is specifically designed for when you eat it between the months of October and March.
So they don't eat in the summer. They just fast all summer long.
I don't. We call it ob season. When it gets colder temperatures out, we're like, that sounds pretty good.
Because you want the spiciness?
Because you want the spiciness to warm me up a bit.
Why can't you be hot and hot? 2 flames combined.
Well, I do like the hot and hot, like a nice hot day, and you eat maybe some jerk chicken. That's good. It's a nice sweat. I've never sweat more in my life than when we were on our honeymoon down in the Bahamas. I got hot jerk chicken, and I was just rolling in sweat.
Wash
it was
it down
disgusting.
With a cold beer.
Of course, it was great.
There you go. It's all win. It's all. Believe me, I understand that most people would view that as being ridiculous, but I've said I think relegating foods to seasonal months is
I don't
also
relegate them, but they're not the first things that pop into my mind.
The other day it was really nice. I was like, you know what? I want a nice meatloaf right now.
A meatloaf.
Courtney's like, why?
Meatloaf transcends seasons.
Well, I love meatloaf.
I do too.
I love ground beef, and I love some seasoning with it and everything. I'm like,
we might be on an island of meatloaf lovers,
and that's true. But Court makes the meatloaf, and I love it. I mean, it's like a hamburger, but just
with some eggs and breadcrumbs in there.
And all some good
whatever
stuff.
Seasonings you want. Throw some jalapenos, maybe some barbecue sauce. Boom.
Absolutely. Court does the mustard and ketchup sauce on the top, the blend, and it's pretty good. I like
Crust over, gives it a nice exterior.
Yeah. So we do that, and I like it a little crispy on the outside, soft and gooey on the inside. A nice little, like you said, a little glaze on there. It's tremendous.
So I was reading this from 11 Warriors. I knew nothing about this. Do you know Jimmy Johnson's formula to assign value to each pick in the NFL draft?
Yeah, I've seen the picks, and that's how they fleeced the Vikings. Rothman doesn't like to talk about this. This was part of the fleecing that went on with the Herschel Walker trade. But yeah, I've seen it before. The one thing that I always push back on with it is
it's the pick that has the value, not the player. They're not assigning the player value; they're assigning the actual pick number.
So here's my thing: is each pick every year is not created equally because of the players that are in the draft, and so the Browns I'm sure got a haul for Travis Hunter, but Travis Hunter was a wholly unique player. If there was 3 great quarterbacks in a draft, picks 1, 2, and 3, you could argue are going to have significantly more value than it would. Than in a normal draft than pick 4 would, because it falls off a cliff. Like this year, I said there's 6 or 7 blue chip players, and you make the argument of Travis Hunter and how good he was, Abdul Carter. Maybe Mason Graham wasn't quite as good as those guys, still a blue chip guy, but there was all these different arguments, and so you can't in isolation just view the picks on their own because you're going to take those picks and draft a player. Like the picks are currency.
Yes.
But I always say in an environment where it's like inflationary versus not, like, well, maybe these are worth a lot more because there's someone ultra special there. Like when J.J. Smith comes out, that pick is going to be worth a lot more than maybe just the normal pick. And maybe there's a quarterback that's going to be ahead or two quarterbacks that will be ahead of him. So he would be the third pick in the draft. And you're going to get a generational receiver at the third pick. Like, that's worth a heck of a lot more than
the 3,000 points that you'd be awarded if you were the number one overall pick.
Yes.
So I was reading that, and I found that to be interesting. So the way that this works is like round one, pick one, the value is 3,000. All right, 3,000 points. Round two, pick one is 2,600, then 2,200, 1,800. And it just goes down the list for basically all of the picks in the NFL and assigns like an actual total point number to every player that is selected. Again, based not on their player value, but based on the numeric value of where they are drafted. So if you're wondering where this year's draft class stacks up in that all-time category, it's sixth all-time in Ohio State history. All right? 4,651 points. 2023, a couple of years ago, was 5,352 points. Your draft, Bob, in 2006 is fourth all-time with 5,906. The 1997 draft class has 6,144. 2020 was 6,588. And the number one draft class of all time, according to the points.
This one?
In the metric. No, it's 2016.
Oh yeah, because he had 5 first-rounders. Michael Thomas went like 38th, 40th, and should have went in the first round, too. Like, they should have had 6 that class. They took 5 receivers ahead of them. What are we doing? But it was, my draft, the problem is we didn't have, like, the depth. We had 5 first-rounders, and then Schlegel went in the third. Rob Sims, I think, went in the fourth. Nate Sally went in the fifth. That was 8. Who am I missing? Ashton Yabodi went in the fourth, and that was it. Like, we had a lot of guys that potentially were good, really good the next year that maybe could have come out but wouldn't have been drafted as high. But we only had eight picks. So
it was high picks.
Yeah, there was a lot of high picks, but we didn't have any of the guys that were sprinkled throughout, in the 4th, 5th, 6th round for the most part.
I also think it's unfair to be like, this draft class was 6th best in Ohio State history, technically. Even though it was tied for the best in program history. It's like, let's give these guys a few years in the league to see how they're adjusting to life in the NFL. Like, you look back at that 2016 class now, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you look at that class, I'm like, there's
some dudes in there.
That's a pretty dynamite class that's come out there in 2016. I mean, you got Zeke, and you have Joey Bosa, you had Taylor Decker in there, and Eli Apple, I think, who went 10th.
Yeah.
In that round, or 10th in that draft. Michael Thomas, what you were mentioning there, like, these guys have now seen a long time in the NFL. And some guys are no longer playing in the NFL. Some guys are still
10 years, Bean.
Yeah, you've got a decade of proof for that draft class. So I did think it was interesting, though, how this draft class stacked up at 4,651. In that 2016 class, there were 7,000 plus points in the first round for Ohio State, which is higher than any other classes put together in totality. They had more than that in the first round.
It's pretty amazing, man, with what they've been able to do. And so kudos to them and those guys. Like, they put the work in, they got it done.
Hey, we've had some weird interviews in our time doing this.
This is the best.
This one could be the best and may take the mantle as the strangest of all time. That's in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. No crashes on the map right now, but we're watching things pick up on the southeast side on 33 and on 23 as you head in on the north side of town as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfan.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Bands are us when dreams don't get in. Bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Baths are us. When dreams sunk in, baths are us.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Before we get into some weirdo interview time, a contract handed out in the NFL. Done deal. 49ers six-time Pro Bowl tight end George Kittle signed a 4-year contract, $76.4 million. $40 million guaranteed for George Kittle staying out there in the Bay. Be interesting to see what they do with Brock Purdy. What are you going to do with that?
Well, I think they've got a deal for him that is he hasn't really made any money in his career. And the question is, I saw Scott Frost put this out here and said,
is he back at UCF?
He is back at UCF, and this quote was, "No one told me when you're climbing the ladder of success, you should stop when you're happy." And if you're Brock Purdy, I don't know if you're going to find a happier situation for you.
Yeah.
Are you worth more? Maybe. Are you worth more to someone else? I don't know.
I don't know. That's a world that you don't live in right now.
Do you want to go see what it would be like somewhere else? Or are you happy getting good quarterback money, even though maybe your production and numbers say it should be better, but is it you? Is it the system? Is the players around you?
Mm-hmm.
And would the system and the players around you be as good somewhere else?
That's the great risk, isn't it? Whenever a quarterback hits the free agent market.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know. Grass is always greener.
With Brock Purdy, I would say, live in your yard right now, big dog. I would advise, like, dude,
maybe poke your head over the fence just to see what it's like. You know, see what they got going on over there. But maybe stay in that yard.
That's where all your friends are.
That's where Theo's at, right? He's a nice dog.
Because the toys may look better over there. Don't go running away.
So you sent this to us over the weekend. I didn't watch this. I'm not a big CBS Sunday Morning guy.
Neither am I, but I saw it on CBS Sunday Morning when I was going to some soccer games.
So the whole gist of Bill Belichick doing this media tour that he's on right now is he's writing a book. So he's doing a book tour.
I think he's finished the book.
He's finished the book. The book is coming out.
I can't wait.
I don't know if the book is already out. I don't know if the book is coming out, but he's trying to sell a book. Bill Belichick is. And he went on CBS Sunday Morning, and this is the strangest 2 minutes of an interview I think we've ever heard. And you will hear his lovely girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. I think if I'm getting her name right. You will hear her quip in here at some points, but just take a listen to how.
By the way, I want you to imagine Bill sitting down to do this interview.
It's face to face. It's mano a mano. There's a reporter there. There's Bill Belichick over here.
And he's wearing the same clothes that he always wears.
He's wearing a tattered, beat up.
He has a sweatshirt with a hole in it.
Navy sweatshirt.
Yes.
Is what he's wearing.
Don't think that just because it's the book tour and he's on the CBS Morning Show, he got all gussied up for you.
No, he didn't. So take it away, Bill Belichick, CBS Sunday Morning.
Do you feel like you were treated with dignity and respect when you were let go by Robert Kraft?
Yeah, well, it was a mutual decision for us to part ways.
He said fired.
It was a mutual decision.
The other change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the philosophy.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
We're not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does follow isn't clicks or views, but touchdowns and, above all, wins.
You do seem like you're having a lot more fun these days than you were in other chapters of your life, let's say.
I enjoy football. I enjoy the whole process of it. It's hard to win, and it's hard to beat other good coaches, good teams. I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the competition. But coaching's fun, and honestly, I feel like I haven't worked a day in my life.
Coaching's fun, sir. He's always seemed like he's had a lot of fun. I mean, he looks like a guy who takes a page straight out of the Pete Carroll playbook, chomping on gum, playing with his players, out there running around, having a good time.
So
Let's go, boys. Let's play some dodgeball.
The picture is him laying on his back with his feet up in the air and her like balancing on his feet like she's flying. And Bill Belichick doesn't really strike me as one of the guys. Saw that picture.
Hey, Bill, get down on the ground for me, honey. Let's recreate this photo.
It was so remarkable.
The first time I watched that on Sunday, I was visibly uncomfortable.
He looks. So the joke is that Portnoy tweeted out. He's like, Bill, blink twice if you need us to save you.
That was like us when our show wasn't working the other day.
Yeah, I mean, he was straight up. He was a hostage. He was a hostage. Like, he looks like a hostage in this. And,
don't you think if you were going to accept an interview to go on CBS Sunday Morning that you know some of these questions were going to be asked? People are interested in your relationship.
So this is what's remarkable. Is in the NFL, he had to do his obligatory press conferences, so he'd go up there and do that.
He didn't need to do this.
That's the point. This wasn't something that he had to do. This is something he chose to do, but yet still treated it the same way. And what Mark in the chat said, he's like, they cut out. I mean, you got to think. They didn't just sit down for 2 minutes. Imagine how much they cut from that, and that's the best they got. That's the Shark. I mean, I've done a lot of interviews in my life. I know you have, Beam, we all have. I want you to think about the most painful interview you've ever done and multiply it by about 1,000, and that's probably what that was like.
I was just really impressed that a 70-something-year-old man could do that on the beach. Balance his girlfriend.
Bill works out hard,
I guess.
Well, John Simon and I'd always talk about it. I would always go in and lift before practice, and even during training camp. It would wake me up. It was kind of my way to settle the day, lift, get something to eat. We'd go to meetings, go to practice, and I'd be up and then ready to go. And I used to go in there in New England, and Bill, he'd be in there lifting. And then John Simon told me later that he was doing the same thing. And he'd come over and talk to John. He had his gloves with his fingers cut out in them.
Of course he did.
I remember I'd go in there, he'd be lifting, and Moses.
Is he wearing an all-gray sweatsuit?
Oh, he's wearing the same thing you see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just is wearing that to the field. And one day I went in there. He was usually lifting, and Moses, who was our assistant strength coach, who ended up becoming the head strength coach later during his tenure, would be working him out one-on-one, personal training him. And we had a turf area on the field that was probably about as wide as this room. I bet it was about 8 to 10 yards wide. Okay. And then it would have the lines on the field. So it would have a 5-yard line, 10-yard line, 15. I think it maybe went to 20. And one day I was in there working out, and Bill was running suicide style, 5 back, 10 back, 15 back. And Moses was hyping him up, come on, Bill, let's go. And I'm like, is this for real? He's like, shut up, Carpenter. He's like, wait till you're 60. And I'm like, I don't even know, he said, you better not say anything about this or keep your mouth shut when you leave here. But Moses is hyping him up, and he's running back.
Let's go, Bill.
And Bill, you're my dad's age, man, and you're here. So this was about 10 years ago. So he would have been 60. And you're running, Dude, get on the treadmill, get on the elliptical like you normally do.
Something low impact.
And you're watching your film, and he's got that little book that he pulls out and writes notes. And John Simon told me, because one day I was in there, and this was later, so he couldn't probably do the suicides anymore. He's like, he was on the elliptical or the treadmill, and he started talking to John about something. And John goes, he's shown me what's been in that book. He had some little diagram drawn in there that was about 1 inch by 2 inches of like a whole play. That he goes, I could barely see it. I don't know how him at like 66, 67 could see it. But he goes, I'm probably one of the few players that's ever got to witness like
inside the book,
contents of what's inside that little book.
It's like Coach Klein's green book.
100%.
Then it got stolen, and look at what happened to SCLSU.
Fake. You only have to think about faking.
I faked the fake.
But I saw that with Bill. I was like, this is. I'm not even sure.
Again, to Mark's point in the YouTube chat, they were only able to play 2 minutes. That's the whole interview.
I bet he was
that
in
they
there.
aired.
I bet he was in there.
That was the whole interview?
Yes.
Was it?
I bet he was in there for an hour.
Bob, how old's your dad?
He just turned 70. He's like 2 years younger than Bill. 3 years
Let's
younger than Bill.
just say...
Did he start seeing someone my granddaughter's age?
Things don't work out with your parents after 45 years of marriage, and they get a divorce, and your dad goes and finds a 24-year-old. Would you call her mom?
That's I joked with...
Was it Breer?
Because his...
Was it Breer last week you asked that?
Maybe. Because his son, Stevie, is about my age. His kids are about my age. I was like, do you think Stevie calls her mom? And then I'm like, I mean... I don't know, man. People can live their life. I'm not here to judge.
It is weird when you do an interview and she's like a parent and present. And then I was reading this morning that at one point she stormed out of the room and delayed shooting for 30 minutes of this interview because I guess they made her mad with something.
Oh boy, she's high maintenance for him, but she's controlling him. That's amazing.
Said also no one from his publisher from the book was there. The University of North Carolina or any representative was present. It was just him and her.
Look at me, Irish. I'm the captain now. I mean,
you have to know that question's going to be asked, though. How did you guys meet?
Of course.
We're not answering that.
24-year-old and you're 72.
I was on Tinder. So was she. We both swiped left.
Do you think Bill knows how to use Tinder?
I think he's lying. I think it's all a front. I think he's on Tinder.
Yeah.
I think he knows.
Instaface, Snapface.
He's got burner accounts. You know that.
Oh,
I think he's a big social media guy.
Do you think that she has gotten him to change his will yet?
It's a great question.
I mean, honestly, what is she in this for?
Well,
young romance. Young love.
The passion. The romantic nights. You know, the essential oils.
I never want to listen to that interview ever again either. I listened to it on Sunday and I listened to it again today, and that is all I need.
It is the most uncomfortable piece of audio and video. Watching him, it looks even worse.
I mean, you're right. I mean, it's him up there not wanting to answer questions at a press conference after they lost a game.
But this he voluntarily did, which is what's unreal. It would literally be like when ISIS pulls out the guy and like, tell us how great we're treating you. I am doing awesome. The food here is really good.
I'm fine.
It is great. They're nice people.
Tell me about how you guys
Why are we fighting them?
No comment.
No comment.
You got fired.
No, she yells, we're not getting into that.
Yeah, she jumps into it. You know, Rob Kraft said he fired you. It was mutual.
It was mutual.
What a way to start that off. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map. Starting to see things pick up on 161 out in New Albany and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
It's
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
Trade up today and get $1,000 above market for your vehicle. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
This spring, celebrate the sparkle that she brings to your life with something that sparkles right back. Whether it's for Mother's Day, an anniversary, or just because, Diamond Cellar has the perfect gift for the women who mean the world to you. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. Winner. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. Pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on. Good mornings make for better days. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
We had the draft last week. I'm not handing out any more draft projections or grade, making a bolder prediction. How about an opportunity, one might say? How about setting a goal to lose 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180? It's got a different ring to it when you have a finish line by 40 by the 4th. Imagine this. Your scale shows 230 today. How about watching that bad boy dip to a cool 190 by Independence Day? Or maybe it read over 300 plus like mine did. How would it feel to see 260 by the 4th and on your way to losing over 70 pounds? Again, like I did with Awaken 180. Looking back, it took me 8 weeks to drop my first 40 pounds. And then with the same results, you're going to crush that goal by the 4th. Then you can ring in Independence Day like I will. Shirt off, canvas off, top off, confident, crack beer, burger in hand, celebrate reaching your goal, knowing that you'll keep the weight off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and attain it with your long-term solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com. Golf swing feels awesome too, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels a little bit different. I feel like I can get way further back on my backswing. Feels solid.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky, we're going to talk to this guy coming up top of the 8 o'clock hour. What's he saying this morning?
I went to the Buckeye Cruise. They gave me like 4 bottles of bourbon. I'm like, this is awesome. So I just have a sipper and watch that. And then the next thing you know, it's 10:30. I'm like, guess what? I'm going to go to bed because I got to wake up at 4:40. I got my Caffeine Dominate mug. I fill it up, about halfway up with ice. And I pour some bourbon to the top, and I just sip on it.
Yeah.
I watch some baseball, and then I go to bed.
Baseball. Watch some baseball.
Beam, I want to see you take your shirt off on the last show next Friday.
I'm not going to wear anything next Friday.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to get another camera in there and get your backside. Yeah. Cavaliers have me juiced, obviously. Back in 2009, the Denver Nuggets outscored New Orleans by 121 points in a series.
Like Carmelo and the Nuggets then?
That would be,
one?
Yeah,
No.
probably.
No.
Probably Carmelo 16 years ago.
Yeah, maybe his rookie year.
No,
because he was
in
won
the
it.
LeBron
He won it
draft.
in 03, yeah.
Anyway, that record stood for 16 years, and now the Cavaliers own the new record. They outscored Miami by 122 points. In back-to-back games, they handed the Heat their 2 worst playoff losses in franchise history. First by 37 points on Saturday and then 55 last night, both games in Miami. The 55-point loss, the worst ever for Coach Eric Spoelstra, not just in the playoffs, but in any game. Also the 4th largest margin of victory in league history. Back in 1956, the Minneapolis Lakers with George Mikan beat St. Louis by 58 points for the record.
George Mikan.
And then the Cavs led by 26 after the first quarter. That was the 2nd best margin for any quarter in Cavs playoff history. Cleveland's lead at halftime was 39. That's the 3rd largest lead at the half in NBA playoff history. The Cavs also own that record. They led the Celtics by 41 on May 19th, 2017. And in the 55-year history of the Cavaliers, it is the first time that they have ever swept a playoff series without LeBron. So that's a lot of juice going on there, Bobby.
That is the juice.
I might have to go use the bathroom.
100%. The juice cup runneth over. Juiced about today, having lunch with my wife. Got some fun stuff. Got a nice little show with Schlags this afternoon.
You going to Champs at the Lennox?
That is closed, but it is Capitol Grill, and the 26th will be our 21st year together. So
You're going to go there?
Yeah.
Capitol Grill? Have you been to the Capitol Grill?
Yeah, we've been there once. I've been to the other ones in other cities, but we've been to this one once.
Is it really upscale?
It's pretty nice.
Can I get a ribeye for under $65?
I don't know. We've been there one time.
Okay.
I'd have to reevaluate. I'm not fully remembering everything that was going on. It was about 2 months ago that we went.
You're getting old.
I am. I'm getting old, Sharky. But my daughter, they got a big win. They were losing to Worthington 2-1 yesterday, and they were tied, I think, at the end of the first quarter, which is the first time that's been the case. Then they're pulling away, playing well, so it was good to see that be the case for them. So that had me juiced as well. And then, Shark, I don't know. We've got a couple of cuts. I mean, I'm just trying to load this thing up for the end of the show, end of the year here. So you pick your winner.
Well, let's go with Tyson Durfee.
Boys want attention, men want respect, and legends don't give a either way. You're here for a good time, not a long time. There's 2 things you're never going to see. That's a U-Haul behind a hearse and your banker putting your money in your coffin. So get out there, live your life, have a good time, and to quote the great Scott Sasser, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.
Choice is mine, and I'm BMF, baby.
Well, and I said this, you can't have them pack your money. I said I want a Viking funeral with money stacked on top of me, so it's all burned together, and I want to see real tears at the funeral, at least be able to feel them. And that will be the case. That's got me juiced. Oh, and by the way, next week we're going to take some calls around 7:30, 8:30, sometime in there.
You still have to train Shark on how to do that.
Listen, he's got to learn something. Got to teach the old dog one last trick. Beam, what's got you juiced?
What's got me juiced? You talking about a Viking funeral. I don't think there'd be any better way to go.
My dad said he always wanted that on their pond, like more of a temple that we would have to build out there.
Yeah, that would be like a stationary object, not necessarily like a blackfish floating away in Game of Thrones.
To the other side. You could probably actually throw like a Molotov cocktail onto it instead.
All right, let's push Dad back into the middle here.
So it doesn't catch any trees on the fire on the other side.
Mike Bennett and I have a lifelong bet. I mean, this is pretty morbid, but we have a lifelong bet with each other that whoever passes away first, the other one has to show up in a Grim Reaper outfit to the funeral.
So amazing. Gosh, that's awesome.
I hope I go first so I don't have to be the one that does that.
Does Meredith know about this?
I don't know if she knows about that. This was.
Would she rather have Mike show up to yours or you wear one to his?
I think there'd be some great levity if Mike showed up to my funeral in the Grim Reaper outfit. I really do. I feel like that might be okay. Might be a pretty good situation. What's got me juiced? Played golf yesterday. Yeah, felt good. Swing felt really good. Made some putts, missed some putts. Had a great time out there. It's a beautiful day that we had. So played with some of my buddies, and I was actually there to witness at least some history for me. I don't know if I've ever seen a round as low as my playing partner, my compadre, shot yesterday. Had a beautiful day out at the golf club in New Albany, and one of my good pals shot a 37 on the front nine, followed it up by a 31 on the back for a 67. And then the other playing partners, I think one shot a 71 and the other one shot a 75. So I did not do that. I did not really keep track. Those guys can keep track pretty easy because they just count the amount of bogeys that they have compared to pars and birdies. And me, I'm like, all right, what did I do in that double? Okay, I think I doubled that one, triple, bogey. There was a par, made a birdie in there. Okay, let's get it back. Numbers going backwards. But I think I tally them up at the end of the day as an 86. I didn't really keep score, but in my mind, that's where it came from. So had an awesome day yesterday. Beautiful weather here in Central Ohio. What else has me juice is that we're going to get to talk to Schlegel coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, not tracking any major crashes that will impact your drive. Starting to see things pick up on the southeast side on 33, also on I-71 near Polaris. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV. RCD RV's open house is May 3rd through the 10th, and they have over 650 RVs in stock. Visit RCD in Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes who are going above and beyond in their communities. Newman Roofing wants to recognize the volunteers, educators, first responders, and everyday difference makers who are making a meaningful impact in their towns to be recognized on 10 TV and The Fan. Stay tuned as we begin announcing the selected honorees who truly embody the spirit of Newman Roofing's commitment to community.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
even before you find a home. Lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com to get started. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good morning. I'm Bart the Shark. In their first round NBA playoff series, the Cavaliers beat the Heat by an average of 15 points in games 1 and 2 in Cleveland. In games 3 and 4 in Miami, the Cavs won by an average of 46 points. Last night in the series clincher, the Cavs led by 26 after one quarter, by 39 at halftime, and went on to crush the Heat 138-83. In baseball, it took him 6 starts, but Cincinnati's Nick Martinez finally has his first win of the season. Martinez gave up just 1 run over 6 innings as the Reds beat the Cardinals 3-1 to up their winning streak to 5. The Guardians have lost 3 straight and been outscored 31-7 during the skid. Last night, the Twins crushed Cleveland 11-1. In the NFL, the Browns are signing free agent receiver Deontay Johnson to a 1-year contract. This Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us. Coming up momentarily, Schlegel is going to pop by. Then at 8:30 this morning, Uncle Bo, he's going to join us. We'll recap the Brownies draft with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the Master Griller.
Reds 5-game winning streak. Nice to get one against the Cards last night. Back at it at Great American Ballpark this evening. Cardo's getting smoked over the last few games. 11-1 losers against the Twins last night. Had it tonight at Progressive Field. And then the Cavs just dominate the Heat. Game was over before it even started. 138-83. 55 points. They had that lead up to 60 at one point. They go marching on to the second round. They will take on the winner of the Milwaukee Bucks Indiana Pacers series, which is currently 3-1 in favor of Indiana.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, checking with our guy. He is Anthony Schlaggel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, can you hear me okay? I put my AirPods in.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got you.
it loud and clear for Columbus?
It's loud and clear, sir, Captain.
All right. Buckeyes. What's happening? I heard you guys talking about Emeka. Let me tell you something, buddy. So the beautiful thing about Emeka, and Bob alluded to it. Think about this: you have not been the best player in your room, and yet you still go in the first round. What an example of you don't have to be the marquee guy to get and achieve your dreams when you go to Ohio State. Just a great player. That's what starts with a C, and then consistent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Emeka, consistent all the time. A consummate pro. That's what he is, and that's what he's going to be in the NFL for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Bucks. What else? I want you guys to hit me with some good, hard questions today. We only got 2 more stinking weeks of this, okay?
Oh, really? Today and
Don't get me
next
started.
week. Well, let's get you started, Schlag. Start the fire, Billy Joel. I mean, we're just excited. What else did you take away from the draft, Schlags?
14 total.
Yeah, 14 total. Should have been 15. I'm very, very surprised that Seth didn't get drafted despite the Achilles, because he's going to play next year. It's like, I think I was talking to somebody about it. I mean, it's like 8 months. I think he's going to be ready. The fact that Cincinnati got him as an undrafted free agent also, kind of good that he didn't go, because then he could pick a place where, like, oh, their offensive line is terrible. Let's go there. So that bodes well for them. I only think there are a lot of centers drafted, maybe 2 or 3, but, like, he's the Remington Award winner, a.k.a. best center in college football, and he doesn't get drafted despite that injury. Shocking to me, because that would have been the 15 that I was counting on to do that. But, again, a lot of the things for the Buckeyes in this draft fits an opportunity. I love Lathan going to Carolina. That's fantastic. I think that's a great fit for him because he's always on the Bobby Carpenter show that I'm also on there every day with Bobby right there, Poof David Copperfield. And then, part of the surprising thing was that Jack didn't go in the 3rd. I thought he was going to go there. But I think he is a 100%. He's Browns fan. You could have had him. You just decided to choose 3 quarterbacks in the draft. So, no, just kidding. It was 2. But despite that, he went to Pittsburgh, and also Will went to Pittsburgh. And, again, I think that that's a great fit for him. You have the helmet swinger and another guy, and Will. Awesome. They're probably going to get somebody in the portal. I'm just going to start calling that free agency now in the NFL. It's just the portal because we talk about it so much. But that's a great place for him to be. So, anyways, really good draft.
Hey, Schlags, I mean, you're mentioning the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. They're 2nd in the NFL with the most Buckeyes. I should say 3rd. You got 2 other teams across the NFL with more Buckeyes than the Steelers do. Steelers currently have 5. Yeah, Arizona got 7. Has 7 of them. Obviously, this year picking Denzel and Cody up. And then you've got the Browns with 7. And I was listening to the general manager and I believe head coach for the Arizona Cardinals talk this morning just about drafting guys from Ohio State. And you would like this because he said, listen, guys, Denzel Burke, he goes, you won't find a guy who's had harder practices over the last 4 years than Denzel Burke. And he was just kind of alluding to the fact that, these guys practice against each other all the time. They play in high-pressure games. They went on that championship run. And I feel like all NFL teams should, maybe not take the Cardinals route, but, it gives you a leg up on your competition in the draft, in free agency, whatever it is, coming from a place like this, right?
The Eagles did the same thing. They got a lot of guys on their team from Georgia, and I believe that general manager came from the Eagles. I was like, man, look at what – and you're starting to see that. That's why the guys that were at the top, Texas, I believe, was up there. Georgia was up there. Teams that play on big stages, high competitive excellence in their practices. But it also helps from the fact that you had Paris Johnson Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. that are also both there. You picked up a coach from Ohio State on the offensive line. Josh Fryer is now also going there. So it bodes well. Denzel was a surprise. because I saw corners coming off the board. And, yes, we know about the Oregon game in the middle of the season, but he righted the ship. There's a lot of different things, too, and Bob and I were talking about this, and it goes both ways. It's like if you're in college now, look at what happened to Quinn Ewers or even a Shedeur Sanders, right? We're talking big-time money staying for another year in college. I mean, there was a thing on there projected that Quinn Ewers could have got $8 million. And now as a seventh-round pick, it's like $800,000.
Think of the rat hole money you'd get with $8 million, Sykes.
I mean, think about, honestly, we saw his room, and yes, I was quite jealous of his father's house when he was in there. But think about the other animals that you could have then acquired.
How many years does it take you to procure that selection set of animals, you think? Is that a generation-to-generation thing?
That's a lifetime. That's a lifetime with some help, you know? Now, I will say this, in South Texas, they have exotic animals that you don't have to necessarily leave the country to taste the delicacies of an axis deer. I think that's actually normally from India, but they have them in Texas, roaming free. Kudu are even down there. There's a bunch of different animals. But that being said, and I digress with that, that was impressive. I just enjoyed watching the scenery when they showed Quinn Ewers. Not for Quinn Ewers, but for the backdrop. It's like, man, that's like a wild. We used to have a thing at our church in Texas called it was a wild beast feast.
Wild beef feast.
Beast feast.
Yeah,
beast.
Yeah. She had to bring. Now, what would I do? I'd go out and I'd kill a bunch of random pigs, in the wild and bring them over. But other people were bringing over, elk and axis. The axis deer is delightful, by the way. Side nugget.
Any chupacabras in there?
Ooh.
They have any of those or jackalopes. They
what
weren't
about
there
armadillos?
Either. No, that sounds terrible to eat. Have you ever seen an armadillo?
Yeah, they're like a mini tank.
You haven't seen one in person.
I've seen one at the zoo. I mean, I haven't seen one in the wild, but I've been up close and personal with one.
Okay. Fair enough. Give me another question. Let's go. I like it. This is good. Rapid fire.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Rapid fire. All right, Schlegel. Let's, the thoughts of Q going ahead of Trey. Surprised by that?
Little. But I think, with the Browns, if you got there's kind of, I honestly think it's just where they want to go with their offense. We so many times we see, okay, this guy is like the thumper, this guy is like the Flash, right? Thunder and lightning. We heard both of them this last year in their running, but also it could be, hey, we want guys that are very similar, so we don't miss a beat. And guess what? Q can be a third down back. It's not necessarily. He was better out of the backfield than Trey. I would say competitive advantage to Trey on a third down. But the dude blocks very, very well in pass pro. The dude will block for his teammate. We saw that. The dude is a downhill runner. That's what they like to do, we think, there in Cleveland. So it's like, all right, what if we have another guy that's very similar that can come in and add value, and they both can spill the load for each other to where now you have just a healthy back that is a thumper all the time. All right, that's cool. So you're not having that little combo. It's just really the combo of they're the same type of style of guy. So I do like it. And then Trey going to the fit in New England, we saw that with their offensive line. They need some offensive help. Boom, offensive lineman. Then you go get Trey. So David Copperfield. The best part about the draft was Barry's facial expression when they drafted Shedeur Sanders.
Shark said yesterday it wasn't live. That was not a correct reflection upon him being drafted. That's what he said.
I'm happy they had to come out and squash that rebellion of that story, because it sure did look like it. Why else would they all be clapping? That's my question. If it wasn't real, why all of a sudden did they just start clapping in that moment if that was not the moment?
Great questions.
I am a radio personality that doesn't get paid, on the fan, just so everybody knows.
Hey, before we get you out of here.
What? Why? Why are you cutting me off short? I'm driving.
Have you ever seen a platypus?
In the wild?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if that was a roast beast feast, that menu item for you.
Wild beast feast, no. No, I have not. Hey, big time week this week. We got the Creekside Knights in Jacksonville, Florida, in the regional semifinals. It's a big time deal.
Go get them.
So you guys know.
Go fight.
Good
luck. Yeah, go fight for the belt.
Do you don't have any more questions for me?
We're
out of time. This want to get juicy.
We're out of time. What do you want me to do? Do you just want to? You just want to do the next 2 hours
on your way to weight room? Yeah, we should think about that. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it because I got the CSCCA. I got Hawk and Dynamic there in town. We did some stuff at Ohio State. Honestly, it was very cool. Got to talk to Nick about putting the force plate on the striking machine, and he really liked it. And that's nice for me. That felt good. I got chills. I got little goosebumps a little bit. Like, hey, man, this really is good. That was really good. So I got that next week, Monday to Tuesday. We got to figure out a day when I can come in. But if I have to go back because they're in the regional finals, I won't be there on the last day. It might have to just be a call-in show. We'll have to think about Shark doing that and just get me to the full dose.
We can do that.
Something.
Well, hey, we'll work around your schedule, all right?
I'll close it down for you guys.
Buddy, always appreciate it.
With a bang. Get that drop button ready, Shark. It's going to get extra frothy. Freaking love everybody. Go busting cancer. Bye.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. In a day and age where roster turnover is inevitable, Ryan Day managed not to lose a single player off his team this spring. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now we are watching an issue. Crews are working to clear up at Morse and High Street. Watch for lane closures over there. The rest of your interstates, though, moving along just fine. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy. For about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This spring, celebrate the women who made you, raised you, and stood by you. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. For over 78 years, whether it's for Mother's Day, an anniversary, graduation, or just because, we've had the perfect gifts for the women who mean the world to you. At Diamond Cellar, you'll find timeless jewelry they'll cherish forever because every woman deserves a little sparkle. For all your spring gifting needs, visit Diamond Cellar on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center, or shop online at diamondcellar.com.
Common Man and Timmy are hosting afternoons together. Best friends, lots of jokes none of us understand. Not safe for work Instagram models. God help us.
Help! What should we do? Weekdays at 3, starting May 12th.
The Fan.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Germain Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99% up to 48 months or 4.49% up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today's A10 TV weather impact alert day for strong to severe storms this afternoon into the evening. We'll start off partly cloudy with lows in the 60s and then afternoon highs in the 80s with breezy winds. Again, as we head into the afternoon, watch for strong to severe storms to develop. All hazards will be possible, so have ways to get warnings. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here at 8:30 this morning, Uncle Bo, he's going to join us. We will recap the Brownies draft with him. As for now, though, let's go to the Roosters.
You hear the sound. You know what time it is. Pavlov's dog. It's a Tuesday. It's the final Tuesday in April. And so just for that, they're busting out the big guns beam. The $3 appetizer all day long is the cheesy bacon fries, curly fries smothered in spicy cheese and real bits of bacon, little pig and potato right there for you.
Combo you didn't know you needed.
Oh, but you know that you love. Now you're going to get a chance to win a $50 Roosters gift card beam by playing That's What He Said.
614-821-9710. That's the phone number. You get in. You talk to Shark. You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our great friends over at Roosters. Schlegel mentioned some event at a church down in Texas. It sounded like a magical, wonderful place. What was the title of the event that he was talking about? 614-821-9710.
Beam's called it 3 different things.
I don't really know. I don't know the name of it.
But the real name was mentioned earlier.
It's a Taysom Hill situation in which I don't know it. I have it actually written down, but I have called it something different every time I've mentioned it throughout the day. So get into Sharky and get that answer correct, and you're walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. Yeah, I mean, he's the kind of person that'll do that to you. Because I don't know if he knows if it's the correct term that he's using.
Just make it up, Beam.
Make it up on the fly.
That's what he does. So a lot of Schlegels' life, it's flying by the seat of your pants.
I can't do that. I'm not a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
I'm a routine guy, and Schlegels is too, but then he just, like I saw him at the Woody yesterday. So after that's.
Did you know he was going to be there?
No, I did not. Okay. So after here, I left. I did some XM radio. Me and Dari Noka broke down the whole draft. I went to a lunch meeting after that to do some leadership stuff and some different things. Very, very awesome meeting. And then after that, I was like, okay, I wanted to get a little workout. I did most of my workout on Sunday. I was like, I'll head over there, get a little bit. I like to see the guys, see what's going on, pop in the cold tub. And I go over there and I see Schlegels' truck outside. I'm like, all right. So I walk in there. He's talking to Mick. I go change because I have like real clothes on. And then I walk back out and he's gone. And I was like, where's Schlegels? Like, oh, he's just around. He was literally just around the corner. He's talking to one of the guys he came over there with who they're putting something on the difference, a force plate measuring, like basically to turn the difference into the Ivan Drago.
Yeah,
like
the PSI measuring.
PSI.
What's your strike power?
And it can do all these different things. It's all great.
Can you take down a gorilla with your bare hands?
I start talking to the guy. His name was Drake. I was like the rapper. He looks nothing like the rapper Drake.
Maybe like the school.
I was like, did you come over here with Schlegel? He's like, yeah, I've seen him like 5 minutes. And as he's saying that,
Is he just wandering
I just
around?
see him walking out of the weight room, just doesn't say a word. Like you said, he's like the cat in the hat. As quickly as he came, he left. I mean, that's what it is. It's crazy. Like, dude, you were... And I understand why Steph is exhausted all the time dealing with you, because I have like twice... I'm close to your energy levels, and you exhaust me. So... having a conversation with you is it's just you talking at me.
It's not even him talking at you. It's him talking through you.
Yes. So that's why I have to have most of our conversations either A, during a workout, or B, in like a steam room or sauna, where I can fatigue him enough that it slows him down, where we get on a level playing field. Because Big Dog doesn't do real well when his heart starts getting up. So then he has to think and pause, and he can't just overwhelm you with force.
I got to sit back there and I got to wait. I got to make sure. What was the name of this event? You want to take a real stab at it? Congratulations to Mike
the
from
Wild
Warren.
Beast Feast.
You got it. It was the Wild Beast Feast.
You called it the Magical Beast Feast.
I didn't know what it was called.
As if we were in Narnia, like it's some sort of mythical creatures we're eating.
I didn't know. I had no idea what it was called. None. But it is the Wild Beast Feast. Again, congrats to Mike from Warren, the winner of the $50 Roosters gift card. Saw this over the weekend. Had to be a good weekend for Ryan Day. 10-day spring window for players to enter the portal closed when the clock struck midnight on Saturday morning. So Friday night going into Saturday, you lost a quartet of walk-ons, but you didn't have a single player from the roster, scholarship player, leave in this spring portal. He was doing an interview on ESPN Radio, and he said, I woke up with a little bit of a headache because it was a long last night. That first beer went down cold after the portal finally closed at midnight. I can tell you that. Holy smokes, what a world we're living in right now. Until that clock literally strikes midnight, you have no idea if someone's going to pull a last-second Benedict Arnold, I'm going to go into the portal to look for more money. You don't know if some of these deals have already been worked out.
Yeah, the deal might be a Dear John letter, a Dear John text. Like if you're Ryan, it's the opposite of the draft. Silence is golden.
Yeah.
Like you're just staring at your phone.
Nothing come through.
Waiting for it. Just hoping that nothing buzzes. You get to midnight, you're good. And hoping that there wasn't any delayed, but oh, my bad, we didn't see this. This guy already put it, and then here's your Dear John letter. Or like you said, the other guy calling to say, hey, such and such just offered this. What are you going to do to take it to the next level?
And then that becomes a game of chicken. Can we match that? Or is it, well, you're holding us hostage, go ahead.
Yeah, it's exhausting. I don't know how Ryan does that. Believe me, it's something that I don't think any college coach signed up for. But listen, they are highly compensated. It doesn't mean that that absolves everything that has to deal with, and that's why they need to get one. Doing this once a year is enough.
Yeah.
Doing it twice.
The other time being in a playoff run.
Yes. So at least then, but then your guys get time after that they can get into if they need to. But yeah, it's fairly wild with that.
Again, I don't know how many programs in the country can tout that. 0 players entering the portal in the spring. I haven't done my homework on that. I'm not sure. There cannot be many. I know that. But I think it speaks to the great culture here.
It might be a Highlander situation, Beam.
Yeah, could be.
There can only be one, but maybe there's not. I'm sure there's a couple that are right there. I doubt West Point. Well, I don't know. I saw there's been guys from the academies that have been leaving.
All right, Shark, the real question of the day, shout out to Little Italy in the chat. We do today in history. It was Willie Nelson's birthday today. He says that Willie is so old he actually can't smoke anymore and is strictly on a gummy regimen. When do you think you'll make that change in your life to stop burning and just go to the gummies?
Who says I haven't?
Oh, okay.
I got some folks up in
I don't
Michigan,
know. I mean,
Shark. I can take care of you.
The smell of you every morning, I can still smell that you're around it. Not to say that you're partaking in it, but
I'm smelling a little skunky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
My mom said Willie Nelson used to come to the Oilers stuff all the time, and she's like, he smelled so bad.
Of course he did.
He smelled like a combination of skunk and like he was unbathed.
In an ashtray.
Yes. Like, I mean, it was...
you have a unique aroma about you.
The unwashed masses. She's like, it was always balmy and hot in Houston. I don't think hygiene was high on his list, and he was always hanging out with Cheech and Chong. So there you go.
Sounds like a great day, though.
He's made it to 92.
Like you said earlier, if you would have asked me 10 years ago if he's making it to 92, I don't know if I would have taken the over. But here we are.
Yes, I would have hammered the under, to tell you the truth.
Good for him. Uncle Bo, he's going to join us. We'll talk some brownies in the draft here with him in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're still watching crews clear out an issue at High and Morse Road. Watch for lane closures in that direction. Everything else on your interstates, though, moving along with no major problems. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, it's Tuesday. Let's check in with our favorite uncle.
Bo knows bourbon. Bo knows fashion. Bo knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Bo knows Browns.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head out, check in, across the dinner table. He is Uncle Bo. What's happening, Unc? How you doing?
Hey, so why didn't she just say, and why doesn't Belichick just say, we met on a plane? Like, that's the story, right? That's her story on Instagram, like we met on a plane. She was boarding a plane, and he stopped her because of the textbook. Now, she was in cosmetology school, but nevertheless, the textbook, apparently he stopped her. So, Bob, you know, of the three of us, you know the man. Does he seem like somebody who'd be sitting on first class, a nice-looking, at the time, 22-year-old walks by, and he stops and says, nice textbook? Can I sign it?
I mean...
Does that check out for you?
I could see him sitting in first class. I could see him sitting there.
Part of the story. That's the end of it.
I couldn't... Here's the thing. I could never imagine Bill engaging with someone that he did not know or was forced to engage with. And I say that without ever hanging out with him in a social climate.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was one-on-one with him in the, like when I was up there in the offseason, I got there and I just wanted to learn everything. Matty P had just become coordinator, so I'm meeting with him like after OTAs. And most of the guys are out there by 1 o'clock. My family's here. So like, what am I going to do? Go sit in my apartment? All we had was the internet. And this was before streaming was readily available. We had broadcasts of like Maury Povich and like Jerry. Like that's what I'm watching daytime TV. So I would either read books, study for the GMAT, or I was like working on football. So I would stay there a long time. So we were alone at the food line one day. Everyone else with the coaches, maybe a handful of players are gone. It's just us in the room. And keep in mind, like my dad played for Bill like a long time. So there's like some level of history with this. And he looked and he's like, hey, how's everything going? I'm like, yeah, it's going pretty good. I feel like I'm picking everything up, pretty well. He's like, yeah, you look like you're picking it up pretty good. Stay at it. And then just walked off. And I joked with...
End of transaction.
I joked with Gerard Mayo. He goes... That's as close to Bill Belichick telling you you're doing a good job as you're going to get. So, with that in mind, Bo, I give you that backstory.
So,
to lead you to believe that for him to comment on someone beside him, however, maybe he's at the point in life, when you get a little older that you're just like, screw it, man.
Maybe he was reading the cosmetology textbook and she came up and offered to sign it.
Yeah, as the kids say, it's hard for me to imagine him just rizzing her up. And she hopped on the plane.
Do you think she would maybe?
How many times did he do that and it was met with a pushback? Sorry, Grandpa, not interested. I don't know who, like how many people don't realize he's Bill Belichick? Probably a lot, right? A lot of 22-year-old women wouldn't.
Yes, that demo probably particularly.
No, they don't know who the hell he is. He's just some old guy going, nice textbook. Yeah, go to hell, old guy.
Well, however, I mean, I need to do some research because, Bo, there could be a scenario where she could be from a family that enjoys football and like she would have an idea who Bill Belichick is. And knowing that, a year or two ago, he broke up with his girlfriend who was a little younger but was more appropriately his age.
Right, in her 40s or 50s, right?
Yeah, I think she was like upper 40s, lower 50s. Yeah, so, not bad. Older than me and Stevie, his son. So maybe she thought this is an opportunity right here. And maybe she started rizzing him up.
Of the three of us, you have a daughter.
Coach, listen. She is closer to my daughter. She is closer to my daughter's age than my age. And Bill is 2 years older than my dad.
That's right.
All right.
So how do you, good Lord, what a mess. Just an unbelievable. Portnoy killed me. Blink if you're okay. Yeah. That just slayed me. That's the funniest damn thing I saw.
I'm watching that Sunday morning. I was like,
blink if you're okay.
This is weird. Because I told Beam, I go, he's always done the media.
Yeah.
Because it's been obligatory. He's had to. It's part of his contract. He'll get fined. Like he needs to be out there. He volunteered for this.
Well, he probably went to CBS, is my guess.
Well, I'm guessing she did. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah. I'm guessing she did and said, we got to do this because this is the target demo and we got to get these books sold and we got to make some money and that's how we do it. It's a J. Howard Marshall, if you remember the J. Howard Marshall and Nicole Smith saga for the kids out there.
In my mind, this whole thing started on some island after a wedding. Christopher Walken's there as the dad, and it's kind of like a Wedding Crasher situation. Like in my ideal dream world, that they're just two crazy kids in love.
Two crazy kids. Well, that's a dream world, brother, right there.
Well, if they're not going to tell us the truth about it, I may as well make up a world myself.
I understand his
like
side
of it.
From
Arizona.
I'm not sure her side is one that's...
There's a picture of them on InstaFace where he's laying on his back and she is like flying with his... I mean...
They did Titanic.
It was
she's on his feet.
But if you did that with the blonde, I would text you making fun of you. I mean, imagine if your dad...
I would get a divorce if I did that. I would just say, we've gone too far. It's been a good run. I'll see you on down the road.
Imagine if your dad did that with one of NBC's girlfriend's older sisters, okay? Like, that's what I want you to imagine, because I'm guessing your dad and Bill are about on the same wavelength.
They're on about the same age. Now, he is dating a woman. He's been dating a woman secretly that's my age for like the last decade, who I've met once for 10 minutes.
But not old enough to, but not young enough to be your daughter. Okay?
No, but my age, so 25.
Coach, he's living John Dutton in Yellowstone, okay?
He is, yeah. Except last I checked, Casey actually was familiar when he was dating the governor of Montana.
Yeah.
I've met this woman once in 10 years for 10 minutes. That's it. It's like no mention of her, like she doesn't exist. It's the craziest
That's all you
thing.
need.
The fact that she's running point on everything just makes it better. And did you see the follow-up story from this morning? That she stormed out and delayed it for like 30 minutes. Like, this is a national interview on CBS Sunday morning.
I don't know. Yeah, it's nuts.
I don't get it. Whatever.
She's his creative muse, as he writes.
What a word to use, a muse.
Who do you think?
What are we doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, when I think of creativity, I think of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you think of someone eclectic and creative, he checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
The dude drove a beige Volvo wagon. I mean, for heaven's sake. I mean, if that's not out of the box thinking, I don't know what we're talking about.
Crazy.
Who's the creative muse you think in the Sanders camp that created this whole plan where now I'm hearing that he was intentionally taking some of these interviews with teams he didn't want to go to?
Yeah, I said this is how I think this happened. And you went through this process, you know it, and Beam, obviously a lot of your close, Mike Bennett went through it, you guys know it. This is where I think I don't think this is any more than this. Whether you're Brugler or Kuiper or Jeremiah or Risden or anybody who grinds film and evaluates players, what do? You grind the film and you evaluate the players. And the film on Shedeur Sanders is top 35 player in the draft. That's what the film is.
That's what I told people. I go, I don't know if it's numbered 5 in the draft, but in this draft,
no, it's top 35.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The lowest I saw him ranked was Brugler had him 34, but most people had him in the teens. Kuiper had him 4 overall. Bucky Brooks had him as his number 1 quarterback. Like there was. So what do all those guys do? They grind film, but what do those guys not have access to? They don't have access to the interviews, and so this isn't. This is the entire league. He didn't interview well, and really bad. Clearly, I mean, there's no other dots to connect.
They
here.
said he took a FaceTime call with the Giants and then just openly talked during the interview to someone else. I've never even heard of that.
No, but I think. I mean, I don't want to.
It's like what I would do with Willie when we're talking to my mom on FaceTime.
Right. So, and he admitted this, I think, over the weekend when he was available, that he probably botched that pre-draft interview. But I think that's how you end up with the disconnect. That's how you have the disbelief. And Kuiper's was the most stringent. But when you had Kuiper and you had Jeremiah, and they're all going like, "What is going on? How is this guy?" And then you have all the conspiracy nonsense. Well, it wasn't conspiracy nonsense. He really butchered the pre-draft process. And the Browns viewed it in the 5th round as, hey, this is top 35 talent in the 5th round. Let's take a swing. And maybe we hit. And if anybody can reach him, I would think it would be them. They got Billy Musgrave, who goes way back with the Sanders family. Obviously, Stefanski knows Pat Shurmur, who is the offensive coordinator at Colorado, very well. So if anyone can make it work, perhaps it's them. So I think that's what the swing was. I do know that, and this was from the highest of highs, that beyond Cam Ward, their favorite quarterback in the draft was Gabriel. He was their number 2 overall. So they didn't want to sit around and waste 30 picks and hope that he was there when they picked again. So that's why they picked him in the 3rd. And I think you just kind of look at it from their perspective. Like, you have 3 swings at a quarterback here. Pickett's going to get a big swing, and then it'll be Shedeur and Gabriel to see if one of these guys is it. And if they're not, then you do it again next year.
You have the Grand Slam next year.
Yeah, and I think you just keep drafting one until you get one. I mean, that's kind of where they're at now. That's the only way out of it, right? That's the only way out of the Deshaun Watson thing.
I mean, is there a quarterback's game that's more suited / boring than Kevin Stefanski for Kevin Stefanski's offense?
I mean, it's basically – I mean, that's why – I mean, you think about, like, Purdy – in San Francisco, right? I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like, every play looks, every play looks the same, and we want you to flip your head around quickly and throw it to this guy who's schemed open. Please do that. Purdy's really good at that. Cousins is really good at that in Minnesota, and that's kind of what they're looking for. I think that's why they like Gabriel so much. The one thing I have seen a lot on Gabriel is if he was 6'3", he'd be a top 3 pick. Well, okay.
But he's not.
If I was really handsome, I'd be George Clooney. Like, what? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what? So he's got to overcome that. I liked him a lot as a college player, and I know a lot of the PFF guys; those guys like him a lot. But we'll see. But so I think that's really what it was with Shedeur. It was just a swing at a top 35 talent.
I loved the Fannin pick. I couldn't love it more for them.
Yeah, and I think, like, if you were to go to a Browns fan and say, like, Tuesday of last week, you're going to have Shedeur Sanders, Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin Jr., Schlesinger from UCLA, who's a dude. Although that did tell me a little bit about JOK, that perhaps that drew a little bit of a yellow caution flag for me on the JOK future in terms of his health. And then Shedeur Sanders. Oh, and by the way, you're getting a first-round pick next year as well. You would have said, yeah, sign me up. Like, it would have checked every single box. So I think if you look at it through that prism, it's a pretty good haul for what the Browns got, and then what they'll have next year with those 2 ones.
Unc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great show today, all right?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
No. See you later.
See you guys.
There he goes. Uncle Beau Bishop with us every single Tuesday at this time. We'll reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, we're not watching any major crashes on your interstates. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and on 161 up in New Albany. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
From the hardwood to the warehouse, performance matters. That's why Caster Connection, proudly based in Columbus and trusted nationwide, delivers industrial caster and wheel solutions to keep operations rolling smoothly. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10.
Not a retail location. Buy now with pre-tariff pricing at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $139 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, just $288 a month. At all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Trax is a 36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing. Silverado is a 24-month lease with $49.99 due. Both plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 4/30/25.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hello, radio listeners. The Fan is debuting a new lineup on May 12th. T-Bone and Tyvus hitting leadoff at 6. Bishop and Friends stays at 9. That's not new. Rothman and Ice at noon. You already knew that. Common Man and Timmy at 3. That's slightly different. Even more inappropriate, if that's possible. And Beamer is the new host of The Buckeye Show. You're welcome. Or we're sorry. Pick one. Get all the details at 971thefan.com.
All power, zero compromise. Eagle cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, how about this? How about a bold prediction, Bob? An opportunity, one might say. How about setting a goal to lose 40 pounds by the 4th of July with Awaken 180? It's got a different ring to it when you get a finish line. 40 by the 4th. Imagine this. Your scale shows 230 today. You're watching that bad boy dip to a cool 190 by Independence Day, or maybe it's reading over 300 like my scale did. How would it feel seeing 260 by the 4th and on your way to losing over 70 pounds? Again, like I did with Awaken 180. Looking back, it took me 8 weeks, all right? That's 2 months to drop my first 40. And with the same results, you're going to crush that goal by the 4th. Then you can ring in Independence Day, shirt off, confident, cracked beer, and a burger in hand. Celebrate reaching your goal by knowing that you're going to keep the weight off thanks to free support for life. Again, 40 by the 4th. Set your goal, attain it with your long-term solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com. Told you the reason I did that is to be around a little bit longer, make sure that I can track down Willie, play ball in the bush with him. A great side effect has been the pop I now have in my golf game.
And, I mean, you're on trajectory that when you're 72, you too can date a 24-year-old.
Exactly right. You're 100% correct.
Shark, listen, when you're 70 in 7 years from now, and you get together and you're on a plane and you see a young gal's book that looks interesting to you, just call Beam and I
over there?
Help us for some advice.
Lord of the Rings? Oh, never mind. I'm out. I'm out of there. Not going to do it. Can't do Lord of the Rings.
That's good.
You know, my sons.
I have a question.
How old is your oldest son? Is he 40?
46.
Is there any?
He could have a 24-year-old.
They would be bothered, but they wouldn't say anything. Megan would kill me. She would absolutely kill me.
I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
But let me just ask you this. Is there any world in which you would ever approach a young lady like that? Just knowing you, knowing how you operate, that you would just ever go up and say, just let it fly. Let's just let this fly today.
Well, I mean, I would talk to her, but I wouldn't flirt with her.
Riz her up.
What if she started rizzing you up, Shark?
Yeah.
The reverse Riz.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that she could do for me. There's just too large of a generation gap. What are we going to talk about?
Well, Shark, she said what we're going to be doing doesn't involve a lot of talking.
I know, Bob, but I can do that with a 60-year-old,
I'm
too.
looking for someone with some experience.
I need to have some intelligent conversation. Unless she's a Tribe fan, there's a chance.
What if she said, Shark?
What if she goes, look at this lower back tattoo I have of Chief Wahoo.
Yeah. Chief Wahoo. I'll never. And by the way, beside it, I've got a picture of Jim Brown's face on my rib cage, an autogram on the other, and she goes, I'll never.
Oh my God, you're amazing.
I'll never ask you to take me to a Star Wars movie over top of any Cleveland sporting event.
But when I bring up the name like Omar Vizquel, and she says, who?
She'll say, great. I loved some of his stuff after his career, his post-playing day stuff.
I mean, the fact that she just was 30 minutes delaying an interview and stormed out of there
That is awesome.
at the start of their relationship is really the best thing to come out of that.
So we have this group chat for our XM show like we do here, and we put this, and Dari Noka hadn't seen it. I'm like...
Hadn't seen the interview?
As of yesterday. And so our producer, Allie, puts it in the chat, and at 4 o'clock, he goes, wow. And then she's like, he is whipped. And I'm like, I don't even know if you'd call it that. It almost is more like some sort of
it's a hostage
zipper mouth gimp situation. He might be in that basement out in L.A., from Pulp Fiction.
Except he's doing news interviews under the guise of it was his own free will to do it.
Only when they let him out, Bean.
That's true. Only when he's not coaching football.
Do you think Bob Kraft set him up with one of his little friends?
Honestly, it might be the greatest thing because Bob, listen now, after...
He's got a deep Rolodex.
After his lovely wife passed away, he was rolling through some gals there that were closer to my age than his. We'll just say that. I saw Gronk give him a second look in the locker room.
I think if Gronk's giving you a second look, too, then you're probably getting third and fourth from other players.
Oh, yeah. But that might be the great hypothesis, is that Robert Kraft helped hook him up, and that's why he's trying to make this look so awkward between him and Bob to throw everybody off the scent.
Con.
You might be onto something here, Shark.
He said he fired you. It was mutual.
It was mutual.
You can always go back and listen to the podcast where we did play that interview for you, and we're never going to play it ever again because it's that cringy. And our podcast is sponsored by Prime Sports. You can download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100. What do you got going on today, big dog? I know you're going to lunch with Court.
Yeah, got that. Little workout in. Got some emails and stuff to build out, doing this leadership thing. So I've got all this, people had asked for stuff, and I was like, okay, here's some ideas. This is going to require some work, but I need to get on this and start doing it. So yeah, I've got some actual busy work to do, and
busy little bees.
Yeah, busy little bees. Maybe I'll ask Court to watch some more White Lotus as we wrap up. We got 2 episodes left. So.
Oh, she's gonna. Does she like it or does she not like it?
I go. The thing is, it starts slow. I go. The plot. It's the character.
The whole thing's slow.
But I go. It's the characters. I don't know. The one scene with the manager, it starts getting a little fast.
Fast and loose. Yeah.
So I just want to see this get into the second one where you've got a couple of the characters that come back. So I go. That's why we need to see this.
I'm gonna sign Shark up for a Tinder profile today. That's what I'm gonna do. And our great experiment with 8 days to go is gonna be. We're just gonna see how this works. It'll be an experiment for humanity.
You know what? We can keep it going during the podcast, and then I can come on your show, Beam, and we'll talk about it.
It's perfect. We'll have great synergy between the 2 shows. It'll be good.
You know what? That will be key, Beam. But I don't want to skew your vision. I want to make sure that whatever you're doing on there is what you want to do. I know that I've been a wet blanket over your life, and I'm going to free you from those constraints and really spread your wings and soar.
It's really a Bill and girlfriend situation now that I think about it.
Exactly. You're Bill and I'm the girlfriend here.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan is sponsored by Caster Connection. How far will the Cleveland Cavaliers get in the NBA playoffs? Eastern Conference semis, which would mean this round because they're already into that. Eastern Conference finals, NBA finals, or win the whole blanking thing. Sharky, you answer this. What did you vote?
I'm going to the Eastern Conference Finals, Beam.
Okay.
Come on,
just go there, man. Just get in. The water's fine. Water's nice. Bob, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene on Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Bo and the boys, they're up next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Tuesday. No crashes on the map right now, but watching busy traffic on 33 up in the Dublin Plain City area and on 71 near downtown. But everything moving along with no major issues this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Your home is more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company. One that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around a golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restricted supply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Nashville's hottest band, Old Dominion, is coming to Great American Ballpark on July 10th as part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. After the Reds take on the Marlins, all fans in attendance are invited to stay and enjoy a set from Old Dominion. Plus, you can upgrade your ticket to a pit field pass for an up-close view of the show. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.